3DS is pretty much dead. Oh, remind me to pull out Levi's 3DS and show it off to Steve so he can be all jealous and shit.
What 3DS did you? Well, I guess we'll
The
see.
one I put in the Discord, I got Levi the
Oh yeah.
Pokemon new 3DS.
Yeah. Is he all excited about it? I imagine.
Well, he doesn't know he's getting it, but he asked for one, and we debated getting him one, and then his father was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting him a 2DS. You guys want to go in on it?" And I'm like, "Well," I said, "if you're pitching us money anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and get him a new 3DS because then he can play everything."
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's going to want to play Minecraft on it, so that's a new exclusive.
Exactly.
I'm I'm omitting my Twitter handle for a self-indulgent title.
We are live, by the way, so say hello to all of our live people if we haven't.
Hello, all of our
Yeah,
That's
exactly
what I
how
heard. So.
Yeah.
All right, I need to close my window because my face is so beautiful it distracts me.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
What the hell? Oh my god, that's fucking friend codes on that shit. Well done.
Yeah, Justin went all kinds of out.
I'm surprised that Zoom even lets
my
you.
pants.
Oh god,
Or out
I'm
of my
surprised
pants.
Zoom even lets you do that much.
Yeah, I tried to get my 3DS friend code in there, but I ran out of room. So
Yeah, once I saw Justin's collection of nonsense, I was like, I can fit my website and the Game Master on my thing.
Oh yeah, I could put Utilidork instead of my Wii U thing, but
And it's slightly more relevant. Also, I like how I'm calling it my website when it's really just a redirect to my.
But hell, it works if it drives you traffic over there.
So should we do something to make up some time while we're waiting here? Should we entertain, or what's the plan?
Like I said, do you want me to find some music on YouTube and we can have you?
Yeah, let's have mini Nintendo's, unofficial Nintendo's.
my music makes me so hard, makes me say, "Oh my Lord, thank you for blessing
MC
me
Hammer
with
Warriors.
I'm in two high feet." What?
All the warriors are just MC Hammer at different phases of his.
All right, this one
I mean, I
is
can
going
do
to be
the Adams groove.
I think this one will be a fast one to get you guys warmed up, and away we
That's
go.
what she said.
Thank you, Justin.
Oh wait, that's a let's play. I don't want a let's play.
I was gonna make fun of it and then watch it be my let's play. I was gonna be like, "Hey guys, welcome to Death Road to Canada."
I imagine that's probably exactly what it sounds like.
That is exactly how it sounds.
All right, I'm gonna adjust my volume so then the music doesn't come in blaring for you guys.
All
But
right.
away we go.
Oh shoot. Oh god. Mario Party 10. Mario Party 10.
It is Mario Party 10.
Jesus.
It's like my go-to when I hang out with Mike. Mike's a guy who I hang out with sometimes.
Oh shit. That reminds me. I need to. That was something else. I was gonna get Mario Party 2 on the Wii U.
Justin, give me a point.
Ding.
Ding.
I like how there was a special
We'll
effects
begin the
attached to
actual
that.
show momentarily. We are taking a brief reprieve because if you were not aware, tonight was our sister station Nintendo Fever's first podcast, and Steve was on that podcast.
And
So
there was
Steve had
much
to jump-
rejoicing.
Yeah, and Steve had to jump right from that podcast to this podcast, so we're giving Steve a moment to freshen up and prepare for the show. So in the meantime,
Steve-
please enjoy these extra Nintendo's shenanigans.
Yeah,
courtesy of
Steven
YouTube.
had that not so fresh feeling.
Yeah,
And I
he's,
just realized I made a Monty Python and the Holy Grail reference to a bunch of people who've never seen it.
Isn't it great?
I've seen it. I don't have a reverence for it, so I don't care to know all the quotes.
I've seen enough to know that I don't want to know anymore.
Y'all are just the worst kind of people.
Say that.
All right, here we go with round 2. Lucas and Justin, Nintendo's for you. This is the pre-show that is... Fuck it, let's go.
Blue.
Don't hurt yourself, Eugene.
Kirby Return to Dreamland?
It is not Kirby
Kirby
Return to
Triple
Dreamland.
Deluxe.
It is not
Amazing
Kirby
Mirror.
Triple Deluxe. It is not Amazing Mirror.
It's not
I knew I could trip
Kirby.
you guys. knew I could trip you guys up with another Kirby game.
God, freaking Kirby, there's 100 of them.
Is it Canvas Curse? Is it?
It is not
Massive
Canvas Curse.
Cat?
No,
It's
I've
not
heard
Massive
this
Cat.
before.
Is it that one that we forgot last week that I can't remember the name of the other?
Kirby, this isn't Kirby Switch, is it?
It is not. Here's your next track.
Why do I know this? Oh, it's 64!
Fuck!
I wish this game mattered.
Somewhere between lightning striking my brain and it coming out of my mouth, you managed to say it.
I should know this. This is like my favorite Kirby game.
Oh my god, I just got an...
I am totally going to stream, record, play that one of these days. 'Cause I've been trying to play that game again.
Hey, now that you have a
Dude.
capture card is exactly your opportunity. So I have to say,
I'm a retro guy anyway.
I just got a pop-up banner for Easy Agent Pro on my next...
I get them all the time. I was actually really relieved when I got like a Taco Time advert today instead of Easy Agent Pro.
Right. I was like, what the hell? I'm trying to find another track for you all. Justin, I'm trying to throw you a bone here, so let's go old school. Oh, this is going to be
tonight?
perfect. Steve, actually.
That's right.
Oh god, this is going to be perfect. I don't think any of you guys have ever played this fucking game, but here we go.
Alright, it's clearly Konami.
Definitely Konami.
Kingdom of the Crystal Palace.
It is not Kingdom of the Crystal Palace.
Super C.
Nope.
Super D.
Nope. Here's your next track.
Snake's Revenge.
It is not Snake's Revenge, but it is another animal.
Snake's Revenge.
Metal Gear.
No.
It is another
Oh.
one.
Oh.
It is another animal.
Falcon's Quest.
No.
Operation Wolf.
No. Good guess. Fucking
Hawk
no.
Boy and Lava Girl.
No. Here's your next track.
Queen.
I would recognize it. from the
Dynamite.
Turtles. Unless
Frog.
it's Tournament Fighters. Is it Tournament Fighters?
It is not. This
Chicken
is
Wiggle.
this is a game where you drive around a Jeep and you shoot things.
Sonic Drive.
Wait, you said an animal?
It is an animal.
It's a jackal.
Wow.
Is it a jackal? It's a jackal.
It is Jackal.
You know what the funny part is? The moment before that came out of my mouth, I'm like, wait, that's actually a game. Say it.
Oh, that's fun. This pre-Nintendo
That,
is turning out
it's
to
too
be
bad
quite
Steve
the
wasn't
riot.
here because that will only work once.
Yeah, right. I have a feeling his Nintendo is gonna be hard as balls. He's gonna
Watch these have been games that like our listeners actually recommended. Like
Right?
Jackal will actually.
we just screwed everything up. Oh, I got one. All right, here's your next track, kids. I'm gonna try and pick one that is not gonna be too giveaway.
There's not enough Konami NES music in my life. Just got to put that out there.
You're not there. Yeah, everything that's pretty much out there, even the crappy games, have good music.
Right?
I like how your eyes light up as soon as I turn that music on.
This sounds like my style.
Ooh, maybe Steve will get a
Yeah.
point. Maybe Steve will get a point. Steve,
It's
maybe
like-
Steve will get a point.
I'm not actually keeping
Rune
score, am I?
Factory? No.
Ooh, can I get a point on my own Nintendo?
So it's not Rune Factory.
It is not Rune Factory. Here is your next track.
Oh,
Throw me some hints, dog.
Dragon Quest 1? Dragon Quest 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Dragon Quest
8,
Monsters
10.
Joker.
Okay, it's Dragon Quest 9.
I tried to
That's
snipe
the one that
I
came out.
you know, if I was smart, I would have just started counting backwards from 11.
Yeah. Okay, quick question before we get into the actual show. Was Dragon Quest 9? Did you play Dragon Quest 9?
Holy shit!
Fucking
Young
my,
Lucas,
that's my
what?
favorite Dragon Quest, dude. It was on the DS. It was the precursor to Street Pass because it had Street Pass in that game before Street Pass was a thing, and pretty sure that's why Nintendo implemented Street Pass on the 3DS.
Okay, Dragon Quest 9 isn't the one. I think I'm thinking of an earlier one, like 6 or 7, where like you're like the son of like a fisherman, and there's the really bratty girl, and like the prince
Only
dude.
boy who could
Go
ever
to like
be was the
Yeah,
son of a
exactly.
fisherman.
I think that
And
one
you go
is
to-
8. No.
yeah, and you go to like
Mm,
the past and stuff. And do that.
I know which one you're
Yes,
talking about, but I don't know
My
the number.
warriors
I think
down.
it's like 7.
All right, so Steve, real quick. So we're gonna go live here. I mean, we're already live, but we're gonna get the show started. Just to kind of catch you up, we are gonna do a roundtable with our predictions, and we're gonna unveil our bingo card
Unveil?
tonight.
Your predictions are in the Discord. I suggest you open it so you have easy access to them because we predicted these a while ago. And don't forget your
Yes.
6th prediction is a little bit farther down because we decided on 6 after the fact.
Oh, okay. So, sorry, where am I opening this? My wife had a question for me.
Discord.
On show notes?
Your
Discord.
Discord has remember in the
Oh, yes.
monthly
Okay.
yeah
Bleh.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just opening the show. Okay, so I don't need show notes right now. So I just need Discord, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So since you're just getting caught up, we'll make sure that you're first so that you can not be prepared. No, I'm just kidding. We'll make you.
I know,
That's usually how we do things.
I'll just take the first round table, and because I have my stuff right in front of me here, and then yeah, we'll be fine. We'll go from there, and then I'm gonna just set a timer for like, I don't know, like 3 minutes. I guess should probably be enough time, maybe 4 minutes to talk about all our predictions. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
after, so we're just gonna each go through our predictions by ourselves, and then we'll talk about all of our feelings
Yeah.
afterward.
I don't want to talk about my feelings.
Well, open
Which
up,
means-
Justin. Get in touch with your feminine side.
Which means, I mean,
Get in touch with your mom's feminine
just
side.
to
Ba-dum-bum.
say it again.
Good night, everybody.
Remember, round table. You let the person talk, and then you have your time. So keep your interruptions for the last portion when we're all talking. Because I'm sure that bears repeating.
Does
I was
that
honestly-
include your mom jokes or?
Yeah, I was honestly waiting for keep your mom's interruptions for your mom last section.
Lord Almighty, somebody help me. All right.
Yeah, you're in for a hell of a show, buddy.
It's gonna be okay. Should I just keep the same this one?
See,
Oh,
this
no.
is good because Minus said he was going to be late tonight too. So now we've waited for Steve and Minus.
No kidding.
Yes, thank you for that, by the way. That
Yeah.
was greatly appreciated.
Steve, should I make,
you than without you.
should I make
This
this
is-
our timer sound, Steve?
Fighters. I like it.
You say fighters?
That's the first MP3 I found. I'm trying to find
Do it.
something better. Oh no, this has got to be the one. Here we go. I know we're running late, so I better find
Can
it.
we do the hurry up one for Mario Kart?
No, we're doing this.
We are experiencing
Oh, yeah,
technical
I'm good with that.
difficulties.
Yeah, let me find something actual here. Where's my
Dun,
folder?
dun, 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 dun.
Ooh, we could do a Kirby dance.
See, here's the thing. He has to already have the file on his computer.
Well, I can help with that.
Well, but we're also running like 16 minutes late.
Right.
Well,
I
that's
don't-
not my fault.
Oh.
There we go. Video game to do. For some reason, my folder got put in the trash can, so that's why I wasn't finding the file. That was weird. Let's put that over here.
God damn it.
Okay, now I have all my timers.
Reminder: we are already live.
This is quality air right here.
We'll be rolling here in just a moment.
No, I wasn't
Okay.
trying to rush you. It was because Steve's like, God damn it.
Are we okay with just
That's
sticking
okay,
with
I was about to-
I generally say.
I was
Are we
about
okay
to
with
curse
just
the
sticking with the
dongo over here.
standard Zelda one? I think that one seems to be the
Go
least
for it.
invasive, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, well then let me mark my Audacity and we will get started. Let's see.
I guess I will turn off Hyrule Warriors for now.
Says you.
All right, let's get rolling, kids. Oh, Steve. We already synced up. Duh. Okay, that's why we did that
Yeah.
beforehand. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Infendo Radio, the always punctual podcast that's always on time. We are here. It is the 23rd of May, and we are ready to talk about video games. How are you doing tonight, Steve?
Oh, we are doing. Nothing is wrong. My ankle does not hurt. It has not been a long day. Everything is fantastic.
That's what we like to hear, buddy. That's what we like to hear. Justin, how are
I know,
you
right?
doing tonight on this most fantastic podcast that's on the English-speaking internet?
I've got nothing funny lined up tonight. I was depressed all day long, and then you guys showed up, and now I'm in a good mood. So
Right,
Fendo
no,
Radio. Fendo Radio
Oh,
tends to have
no,
that
I mean-
effect.
I'm in a bad mood about something else, but I'll talk about that during my change the system.
Fair, fair enough.
Oh,
Oh, I think I've already had a preview to this bad news talk. We'll talk
Oh, yeah.
about that later on. Lucas, what's your mood like? You have a strange creature behind you.
Why, yes, I do. There's a slime perched on my shoulder, and it makes me furious, outraged, sick with anger. I'm only saying that because I'm currently as Girahim in Hyrule Warriors, but I thought it fit rather nice for you Zelda nerds out there.
Too masculine.
Well, it is episode 443. We are ready to rock and roll. We're about, ready to talk about E3 because that's right around the corner. So we figured, hell, why don't we just do that? But before we do that, let's talk about you, the listener. Where can you listen to us? Where can you find all of our stuff? I mean, we would appreciate it if you went to infendo.com and went to our Patreon page, went to our YouTube page, liked that. If you're watching us live right now, make sure to like that video right below you. We would really appreciate that. So that would be wonderful. So enough about that. Let's move into our actual show topic. So we're actually going to do a little roundtable tonight, and we're going to talk about our E3 predictions. We actually posted a little preview of that, I believe, last week. Is that right, Lucas?
That is, it was either last
That
week or the
is
week before.
correct.
It's been a while, but we teased it. We only showed the images that go along with the text, and we invited you at home to guess predict what our predictions were, because that's the kind of podcast we are. Those of you that did tonight can have your vindication. Everyone else who didn't, well, you can find out what we're predicting for E3. So it's a win-win situation.
Fun anecdote about that. I looked at the image and I couldn't even remember what my own predictions were. So this is going to be fun.
I tried to make some of them really out there.
So yeah, we're about to hit it here in a second. I think I'm gonna take the lead role here, unless anybody opposes, and I'll tell you about my predictions. Looks like there's no objection, so here we go. All right, so I don't know. I guess I went a little bit out there and a little bit not out there. I kind of played it safe, I guess, for most of them. But I guess let's just run down my list. I had predicted that Metroid is going to be revealed to have multiplayer, and my little caveat onto that is possibly a battle royale style, because that's kind of been the thing. So like, maybe a last man standing type of mode. So I don't know. I have a feeling that maybe they'll tack that into the Metroid, because multiplayer is so big these days to keep people playing, and Nintendo's been dabbling in that with Splatoon and everything like that. So it seems like they have their network code in place that it could actually be really cool to have multiplayer in a Metroid game. So that's my number one prediction on the bingo card. The next is that Platinum will develop a Nintendo IP. I'm not sure what IP that's going to be, but Nintendo and Platinum seem to be in pretty thick lately, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if Nintendo threw them one of their IPs. Maybe something lesser known, maybe something big, maybe, who knows? I mean, maybe they'll let them do something weird with Zelda, kind of like what they let Koei Tecmo do with the Warriors franchise. So that would be kind of interesting. You're not up, Justin. The next prediction of mine.
I'm making notes.
The next prediction of mine is that Nintendo will revive a long lost IP. So I'm not sure what IP that will be. But some examples of that are like Star Tropics and Ice Climbers. They have so many that you can pick and choose from. But the time seems ripe for something like that. Now, I might, to kind of save my butt, I guess, maybe kind of save face, I have a feeling that they might do something with an old IP, just with like the Nintendo Online type of thing. And like, for example, maybe they'll bring back Ice Climbers, but like rebuild it to have like a online multiplayer mode with like some extra stuff. So it might be like on the same engine with like just extra stuff, like what NES Remix and stuff has done. But regardless, I think Nintendo is going to bring back a long lost IP in some capacity. Next is Pokemon Next Gen for Switch. I think it's going to be revealed as a 2019 title. I don't think that... again, we've talked about this last week. I don't think that the Pokemon Go, or whatever the heck that thing is, the Eevee thing, I don't think that's going to be actual Gen 8. So I think that they'll talk about that, and then they'll also say, but wait, we actually have your real Pokemon ready, or not quite ready, but it's going to be ready next year. My next prediction is that a 2D Zelda will be announced for the Switch, and possibly as a 2018 release. I want that to be true. I want them to bring, maybe, heck, even bring back the Link Between Worlds engine, and just roll with that. I think that would be rad, and just like kind of build off of that engine and just make something else. Now, if I had the opportunity, I would say not use the Link Between Worlds engine, because I didn't think it was like the prettiest video game ever, but nothing can be as good as Phantom Hourglass, am I right? The next prediction
There's a
is...
throwback.
The next prediction is that there will be a N64 Mini. And, that's not anything groundbreaking. I think oh, good. This is my last prediction, too. I don't think that anybody is saying... I think that's a safe bet, right? That's almost like a free spot on the bingo card. In fact, I think we might even get an announcement of that pre-E3. But irregardless, right now, that's my prediction, N64 Mini. I am going to toss it over to Homer Simpson, shaking my head in the top left corner.
I have a prediction for Justin's thing that he's about to say. He's going to tell you that irregardless is not a word. And I suspect that's why he would state you today.
No. Lucas, I'll let you have that one. I'm glad that I'm not the only one who is physically pained by that. All right, so... All right, let me rattle off my list here.
Rattle away, friend.
Organize it so I can read it a little better. All right. So, first of all, I predict that we are going to hear of one more Wii U / 3DS port to the Switch, and we're going to get Super Mario Maker. I'm hoping that if that happens, we'll get more than just those 4 skins that we've been having. Maybe they'll actually expand on it some more, throw some Game Boy stuff in there, throw some, I don't know, other art styles, hills. But I think that now that there is, I mean, Mario Maker was a pretty big thing for the Wii U. Imagine how much bigger it's going to be on a system that actually is selling. My second, gonna kind of tie in with Eugene's Metroid Prime 4. We will see actual gameplay footage. I'm gonna put the caveat on there, but it won't be playable on the floor. Maybe behind closed doors, but I think they're actually going to show us what the game itself will look like. Should I continue expanding on this stuff, or am I on a good pace right now? Okay.
Your call.
I feel like I'm kind of rushing these, so
You've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on your timer for whatever it's worth.
That's perfect. I believe we're going to get some sort of unexpected new amiibo announcement. Everybody kind of thinks it's dead. I think Nintendo still wants to do something with it, so they'll announce some special amiibo that nobody would have expected. I think we'll hear more about Super Mario DLC, not just like the costumes that got leaked a couple weeks ago, but we'll actually hear something about new kingdoms. Hopefully, if I'm right, we also get a Delfino kingdom. With the Mario Kart mobile game, I can't remember what it's called, but that will actually be playable on the E3 floor. They haven't said anything about it since they announced it, so I think we're due for a little bit of information. I think they'll just drop it on us. And finally, I might have stolen this one from under Steve, but this is my pie in the sky prediction. Shovel Knight will be announced for Super Smash Brothers on Nintendo Switch. As I've mentioned before, Nintendo publishes Shovel Knight in Japan, so it's a little bit easier for them to get Shovel Knight than, say, Crash Bandicoot.
Shit.
And those are my 6.
You're lucky I can't interrupt your ass right now.
I had some responses to Eugene's, but I'll just make a list of what all y'all say, because
without breaking too much into it, and I know we're trying to keep it short here, but I think Shovel Knight's probably got the best chance of any indie character, because he's like the indie character.
Shovel Knight is to indie what Mario was to gaming in the 80s. So
yeah,
sure.
I'd have to agree there.
Cool. Well, who wants to take next? I'm gonna toss it over to Lucas, because Lucas
was already talking.
Oh my. Okay. So I feel like we're getting like less and less realistic and more like wishy as we go on, but mine are pretty freaking wishy all the way around. I did not do these based on any kind of like, I predict the game industry. This is just what I want to be at E3, and eventually I'll get one of my wishes and I'll be really happy. My first one has been an E3 prediction of mine for about 4 years now. And that is that we will get Animal Crossing on the Switch. It has to be a thing. It has to happen this year. So it's going to happen, and that's all there is to it. You've been
predicting Animal Crossing on the Switch for 4 years?
I've been predicting Animal Crossing on the current home console for 4 years. And this year, that just happens to be Switch. So just give me Animal Crossing already. I complain about it on like every show. It kind of similar to what Eugene's thing was about reviving an old IP. I'm hoping that we get Kid Icarus Uprising too. I really like the first game. I think the possibility to expand upon that game on the Switch with a second control stick instead of the clunky touchscreen mechanics would be really cool. I think it was amazing to get a game that old that was all like revitalized, and I want to see what they do next with that story. So hopeful for that. My next one is probably the most grounded in reality. I hope and pray that we are going to get Hyrule Warriors DLC. I realize the irony in saying that after the fact that, I was the one that complained the hardest about Hyrule Warriors, but I have evidence to back this up. There's like a screenshot that says like advertising the game, and they're like all past DLC included free. And I'm like, past DLC? That's a weird way to phrase that. Like that probably means that there's something coming out in the future and they're legally covering themselves. Should they release more DLC? I think they're going to release more DLC, and I hope one of those characters is Bruce. And if he's not, I hope one of those characters is Fatty, because that needs to be a thing. I actually clicked out to see Steve's expression, so I need to get back to my notes. Snowboard Kids 3. Snowboard Kids 3. This is my long shot that's never going to happen. Technically, we already got a Snowboard Kids 3 on the Nintendo DS. It was garbage. It wasn't called Snowboard Kids 3. It was garbage. Make a new one. Make it good. It was like my favorite game on the N64. I want a third game. To that vein, Pikmin 4. I really want the new Pikmin to be out. I feel like Miyamoto said it was done like 10 years ago. So Pikmin 4 would be really cool to see come out this year, and hopefully have it be longer and more exciting than Pikmin 3. And finally, and also rather grounded in reality, I'm really hoping we see Skyward Sword HD. Hoping we get some kind of announcement that that's coming out. Maybe they say like, hey, guess what? No new Zelda for 5 more years, but here's Skyward Sword, like the last game that you need in the HD lineup. Because it's like my favorite Zelda, and I've been playing it like religiously with my friend M, and we're having a great time. And it's like best Zelda. And I want it, and I want Eugene. I think Eugene wants it because he's praying. He's praying to Hylia. He's raising his sword in the air, and the beam is striking down, and he's shining light on the world. And I want that game because it's like the best. It's the best, and I need it so bad. So if any of those games get released, if any of those get announced at E3, I will be crying with joy. If more than one of those gets released, I will be like beyond ecstatic. So that is my E3 predictions. And with that, I turn it over to Steven, who is below me on my screen, probably not on the actual feed, but Steven!
You're below me. So
okay, then I turn it to Steven!
Your mom's below me.
There it is.
There it is.
Wait, this is
We
perfect.
start a timer for.
There it was.
We need to start a timer for time to your first your mom joke in our show.
Okay.
I think that
I
would
think
be
that was the second, but
That could be a bet between like the listeners.
Oh God!
it's a drinking game.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
Steve, take us away.
Add that to your list of shots. All right, I'm muting myself
Oh
again.
jeez. Our poor listeners are going to be alcoholics by the time we finish with them.
Oh yeah.
So my first prediction, you guys have already heard me say many times, and I've taken a lot of flack for this, but screw you all, I want it. Crash for Smash. Period. End of story. I think it can happen. We're already getting the Insane trilogy in July, I think, or maybe it's late June. I can't remember. So that would be a nice cross promotion that, hey, you know how the Crash trilogy is coming out? Well, guess what? Crash is coming to Smash. I don't know. I think it would be fun. I had originally predicted that Pokemon Generation 8 is going to come out in November. And if that prediction comes true, I'm kind of going to be sad. Because if the rumors are true, I don't want the Pikachu and Eevee versions to be Generation 8. I want those to be Generation 7.5 and a test bed for the Gen 8 engine. But I did predict that the Gen 8 will be out in November. I believe that there will be a trailer for a 2D Zelda game, a new 2D Zelda game, I should say. I don't necessarily think that's also coming out this year. I think it's going to be the first look, kind of like what we got with Link Between Worlds, where I think they showed the trailer and then they released it in 3D on the 3DS. I think we'll see a similar thing where we'll see a new trailer for that. I had originally predicted that Minecraft Bedrock Edition would be available now. And then 2 days later, that was announced to be coming out June 21st. So I had to scrap that. And I think that we're going to get Donkey Kong Country Returns 3. I think with threes that it's quite possible that they wanted to see if that game would still do well. And I think they may have a trailer prepared for it just in case it did do well, and it did. So I do believe that's a possibility. And then another one that I had, kind of along the lines of what Justin said. If we get Shovel Knight for Smash, I think they'll release that alongside the final King of Cards trailer and give us a release date. Or let's see. No, I actually said available now, along with the trailer that we were talking about. And for my final prediction, and this is like a pipe dream for me, I want a Bravely Remastered collection. I think that would be a lot of fun. I've never finished Bravely Second. I'm 20 hours in, and when I get back to it eventually, I'm going to have to restart it. But I would love to see those two games come on the Switch, because I think those two plus Octopath all on the Switch would be a lot of fun, actually. So yeah, so there's my stuff. I think if anything, I'm going to get maybe 2 out of 6. Honestly, if I have to look at it. A lot of those are pie in the sky predictions. So, but yeah.
Cool. Fair enough. Well, I guess that's it for that part. Let's open up the round table to general discussion and shit on everybody's predictions. What y'all think? I number one, the one that spoke to me the most, and obviously Lucas saw that, was Skyward Sword 8 on Switch. I want that so fucking bad. So make that happen.
And hopefully they'll iron out some of the major problems with the third act of that game.
So
see, here's the thing. You Steven.
Real quick, I want to jump in here.
Okay, then Lucas counters.
I just did Nintendo Fever, and I'm sorry to bring that up on this show, but I would like it noted for this audience as well. My prediction for that show was a HD trilogy for Zelda. Skyward Sword, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess. Again, it's a pipe dream, but my God, that would be an amazing trilogy. Okay, someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be awesome, but if they can sell us one Zelda game for $60,
yeah.
Hell, they've already sold us 2 Zelda games for $60. If they can sell us a third one, why would they give us 2 for free or whatever?
Yeah.
I just want to say this real quick and then get off the Skyward topic, because we have a lot more to discuss than that. But I'm currently playing the third act in my Skyward Sword playthrough, and frankly, it's the most fun I've had out of the 3 acts so far. So to each their own on that one, I guess. But I don't really find it that flawed. Anyway, there are 2 predictions that stand out to me as incredibly possible right off the bat. Up until Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, I would have said Gen 8 is an obvious choice, but now I'm not so sure.
Sure.
I do, however, think that we will definitely be getting an N64 Mini. I feel like Nintendo recently did some copyright jazz with the N64 that points to that. So that seems to be something that's probably coming. And we'll probably hear about it.
With copyrights and trademarks, that could be something. It could be nothing.
Yeah, but I have a feeling it's going to be something. And the other one that I think is pretty likely is the Mario Odyssey DLC. I feel like we've been seeing a lot of little DLC with that game. We've had all these costumes coming out. I feel like that's all just been testing the waters for actual interest, and I think we're going to see some DLC. I really hope we see DLC that paid DLC that matters, because the costume.
Feed the cat.
That's you, isn't it?
No,
that's not me. What was it? What did you say before Mario Odyssey DLC? Because I was going to
N64 Mini.
Oh,
copyright.
Right. The only thing that worries me about an N64 Mini is, and I know somebody brought this up on Twitter, there aren't too many N64 games that are easily accessible to Nintendo. So I'm almost afraid that an N64 Mini would reduce the game count even further. We went from 30 on the NES to 21 on the Super NES. How much are they going to have to cut down the N64 library to
But the thing about the N64
plausible.
That's a little different, and I understand that. But the thing about the N64 that's a little different is, unlike games that take a few hours to complete, on the N64 you're talking 15, 20-hour games.
That's
so
true.
even if I only got the top 10 best N64 games that Nintendo has access to, it's still a lot of gameplay potential.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless it's and I put this in the chat as well, but unless the N64 Mini is compatible with the Game Boy Color Mini, so you can play Pokemon on it. I'm not really interested.
What if it comes with Pokemon Stadium and has the built-in Game Boy, so you can play like red and green?
That
red
would
and blue?
be
Day one purchase.
awesome.
I would actually fight for this system. I didn't get the SNES or the NES. I would fight for the 64.
I could definitely
Well,
see this
just
in
to have
Stadium.
Pokemon Stadium. I think whether
Yeah.
you have the connectivity or not, I would love to have that.
If it came with both Pokemon Stadiums, like, I'm sold right now.
So I'm gonna cut in real quick here because that sounds amazing. Because I love
Right?
the Pokemon Stadium games, man.
with that good old fashioned 16 kilobyte per second sound bites.
Dude,
Right?
What and when was Snowboard Kids 2? I don't remember there being
Snowboard Kids 2 came out like a couple years after the first one.
on N64.
2 was actually the one that I played the most as a kid. It actually, it had like a lot more story to it and everything. It let you play as like the bad guy Damien. You could play as Mr. Dog and Coach and all that greatness. And yeah, it was actually a really solid game. I suggest you check it out. It's like one
I've
but
never
better.
played either of them, but this whole crew raves about them.
Well,
So I have to let me cut in here real quick because I just realized too that me and Steve had the same prediction and I read the wrong one because there's an extra bingo card on there that nobody predicted and that was mine. I was looking at it, I was like, who the fuck predicted this one? It was me, the 3DS
I missed
/ 2DS Micro. So that was part of my prediction because Steve stole my Pokemon prediction, Steve. But
Isn't the original 2DS already basically a 2DS Micro?
Well, he's talking like micro.
like a la the Game Boy Micro.
Palm of your hand. Palm of your hand.
All right, now, Steve,
I
need to argue with you on something. Your reasoning.
Ooh, let's.
Your
I
reasoning
am in the
for
mood
Crash.
to argue.
Your reasoning for Crash. We're getting Crash on the Switch, so that means we can get Crash on and Smash Brothers. That doesn't make any sense. We got LA Noir on the
Activision owns
Switch.
the
Does
license
that
for
mean we're going to
Crash.
get Cold Phillips from LA Noir in the next Smash
Well,
game?
but
Just
admittedly,
because it's available doesn't mean you have to have it. But it means it's a possibility.
See, I don't want to play pro Crash here because I don't want Crash in my game either. But but hear me out here because I actually agree with Steve that I think it's plausible, maybe even possible.
Improbable, but plausible.
I would sooner see Banjo and Kazooie.
Well, but that's the thing.
No, we'll get Yuka and Laylee.
Crash was a classic video game character. He doesn't hold up these days. I'm willing to admit, like, he hasn't had a new game in like forever. But he just recently got that new trilogy where everybody's like being rebought into the Crash thing. I think there's the potential for him to make the cut. He has that all-star status that Nintendo seems to seek out. The only other characters... One sec, Steve. One sec. The only other characters... Yeah, the only other characters that have made the cut so far have been like Sonic and Pac-Man and Bayonetta and Cloud and Ryu, like big all-star characters that fit that bill. Crash is kind of in that zone. I could see him making the cut. It's a lot more predictable than like Goku, you know?
Yeah, that's
okay.
just,
So here's where we're going with this. Think about this for a marketing campaign. The console wars. We already have Mario. We're probably gonna have Sonic. How cool would it be to have Crash?
That would actually be cool.
What you're saying is Smash Brothers.
That is what we're saying.
That is what he's saying. What we're saying is Smash Brothers.
We lost you there for a second, Justin. Why don't you finish your thought?
So what we are saying is Smash Brothers is the Walt Disney Company. Everything you loved as a child, we own it now.
Pretty much. That's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
Like,
I love the idea of Vaati in Hyrule Warriors because very underused character, mainly because Vaati's Capcom's character.
Can I break in real quick and say why I'm so upset with Lucas about this prediction? Because I know he's right, and for the review that's going up tomorrow on the website, I did the math on how much money I've spent on this game, and good God. Okay, go, Justin. You were
don't tell us how much it is because I also bought like every game and all the DLCs, and I don't want to know.
Read the article.
I did not. Y'all are losers. Eugene, if we're getting multiplayer in Metroid Prime 4, it's got to be Blitzball.
Ooh, I'd love that. I'd
Or-
like that.
or
I
whatever
honest-
that. Yeah.
You say that, but I really want a battle royale game on Switch. I don't even care if it's like a third-party thing at this point. I just want somebody
There is
to
one
make
coming.
a battle royale.
I would say we're supposed to be getting Fortnite.
And then there's that other one too, right? It's called shoot. I can't remember the name of it. There's one that's coming and it's gonna have like motion controls and everything too. I can't remember the name of it.
Nice.
Fallout or
See,
no,
here's my-
Standout. No,
Here's-
I don't know. I have to Google it.
Here's my thing. You all know where I stand on Metroid Prime. They're like my least favorite Metroid games. And to that end, just tacking on to that, I think multiplayer in Metroid is like the biggest anomaly you've ever heard of. 'Cause Metroid to me is supposed to be such like an isolated single player
Yeah.
experience. All
Yeah,
that
yeah.
said, if we're getting multiplayer, and I know all the other Prime games had it, I'd really like it to be Battle Royale. Like, I'd really like to be able to just go in and shoot up 99 other Samuses.
I would
So-
love that in a freaking Metroid game, man. Because think about it, we already kind of got that. So that we already got the premise for that in the Hunters game on
Yeah.
DS, right? So they kind of already
Yeah.
can do that. But
My-
so the game that's coming, and we kind of already reached our timer, so we're gonna have a closing thoughts here before we move on. But is Crazy Justice? That's the battle royale game that's going to be coming to Switch here soon.
Huh,
Never heard of it.
cool. No, I actually
Um,
have.
I only have two more thoughts to throw in. So
Yeah,
since-
I set another timer, so we have another minute and a half. So hit it, Justin.
Eugene, if Platinum does a Zelda game, I bet it would be like Darksiders. Can you imagine Darksiders but actual Zelda?
I
mean,
would like that.
And Platinum could totally pull that off.
I don't know how I'd feel about them touching Zelda. Like, I think the Zelda purist in me, I don't mind spin-offs. I don't want like an actual like Zelda adventure game.
Well, I doubt it. I doubt it would be like, mainline or
Yeah,
canonical.
Anyway,
in as much as there is a Zelda canon. Anyway,
Which
speaking
there
of Zelda, the only other thing that I want to throw out there is gear him for Smash. All right, next.
Ooh, yeah. Let's just get more Zelda characters in Smash. Like we've already gotten a freak ton of Fire Emblem characters.
See-
Let's get the.
See, you say that, but then the problem is I have to get the fucking amiibo.
As long as we get Ocarina of Time or Hyrule Warriors Ganondorf instead of always getting the Twilight Princess one.
Yeah.
I've already said I just want to be able to switch costumes to like melee style Ocarina of Time Zelda
Right.
characters.
There's no
'Cause
reason
I'm
they
so
can't do
sick
it.
of the Twilight Princess skins. Like
Yeah.
I'm so sick of them.
And I
Anyway.
love Warriors Ganondorf.
Yeah, I know. He
Yeah,
looks so much
that's-
like Demise. It's like perfect.
Yes. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Demise too. Do we want to each just kind of do like a little like 30-second close here and talk
Sure.
this
Yeah,
out?
the timer is just about to go, so why don't we do that? And you go ahead and start then.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm totally on board with almost everything that got predicted. The fact of the matter is, even the things that like I don't want that we talked about, like still I kind of want it. The thing I want to highlight real quick in my like 5 seconds left is that none of us predicted a new IP for Nintendo. And there's something to that. Like, I really hope they come out with a new IP. None of us seem to think that's in the cards. And part of that is just like the gaming industry as a whole. Like, I feel like the gaming industry has gotten a little stale. I'm afraid to say I think Nintendo has gotten a little stale with that too lately. You don't see that much new stuff churning out like there used to be. I hope that changes at some point. I hope we go back to like the GameCube era of like, new games every couple of years. But that's not a thing we're predicting. So that's my biggest takeaway.
I'll jump in just because I wanted to play off of that a little bit. I mean, I don't think we predicted it because we're not used to predicting it. We're used to Nintendo kind of doing Nintendo, and I mean, they gave us ARMS last year. They gave us Splatoon the year before that. So there's no reason to think that we won't get some new IP this year. So, yeah, hopefully that does happen. I think some of the stuff that came out since we made our predictions, like the Star Fox racing game potential and the Pokemon games, clearly we made this list before any of that stuff came out. So we'll see if any of those hold water and if they're worthwhile. And I guess the only other thing I have to say is Crash would be a terrible idea for Smash, and I hope it never happens.
So now you realize Steve just gets to double down.
Good, he'll waste his time.
Crash would be a wonderful idea for Smash, and I hope it does happen.
I'm going next. So, Justin, I have taken the 2 days off that I need, Monday, Tuesday, for E3 off. Those are critical days. I can't be disturbed for work. When Crash is predicted, they get an actual phone call from me. An actual phone call, just so I can give you the middle finger.
Can I make an Infendo proposition? Steve, Infendo proposition. If Crash gets revealed for Smash Bros, you do a 30-second dance and post it on YouTube.
I will. I will
I
do a
second the
30-second dance and post it on YouTube.
Who wins in that?
To a Crash Bandicoot.
Justin, if I
Yes.
propose a proposal to that proposal, when Crash does not get announced for Smash, you do a 30-second dance and post it to YouTube.
To anything but a Crash song.
Yes.
And yes, you can do the dance.
rap?
To the back. Okay, you can do a
whatever you
rap.
want, as long
You do a
as it's on.
30-second rap, yes.
All right, so it looks like I'm up to close off the E3 predictions and everything else. So I guess I just kind of go through my list again because my list is pretty. I want my things to happen because goddammit, these are my predictions, and I really, aside from the Skyward Sword HD, because I guess that's kind of my most wanted prediction on this bingo list that I see. I really want Nintendo to revive an old IP in some way. Like kind of how Lucas said, we didn't predict anything that Nintendo was going to have a new IP. But goddammit, if they don't have any like a million great IPs that are just laying dormant right now, you know. So I want to see that happen. My prediction that I kind of missed at first about the 3DS/2DS Micro, I guess I kind of want to reiterate on that one. What I think is going to happen is going to be kind of like a last-ditch effort that like kind of what Nintendo did with the Game Boy Micro, right? Like that came out, and I want to say the DS was already a thing. I think it was already out, and people were buying it.
The DS Lite was already out, and the Micro used the DS Lite's screen.
Yeah.
technology.
Oh, that's right. That's
Micro. It's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of technology to be sure. So like I would hope that Nintendo could maybe throw us one last bone. Like even though like I don't need it, I'll probably buy it if they do just to have it. So that'd be kind of cool to have a little gimmicky device, and that seems kind of right for the time for that. The DS is kind of or 3DS is kind of on its way out. So the Switch is here. So. That's that. All right. Well, that's going to be it for our E3 predictions segment. If you want to see our full bingo card, it's been flashing on and off throughout the broadcast, but if you want to, download it and see it for yourself, you can go to our Twitter and it will be posted there. All right. We're going to take a little break here. We're going to let Steve set up for Nintendo's. We're going to let Justin catch that fly, and we'll be right back.
It's a spider, actually.
You can't catch the dragon, Justin. You'll never catch the dragon.
Kill it, Justin. Spiders.
No, I like spiders, and it's tiny, so it is completely harmless. Notice how none of us predicted anything depressing. This has to be the first year in E3 history, or at least the past few years, that nobody's like doom and gloom for Nintendo.
I've never understood why people predict like sad predictions. Like last year, I think it was Eugene. You had like Miyamoto will retire.
I did.
And I was like why? Like you could say like Illusion of Gaia 2 will be a thing, and you choose Miyamoto will die.
All right, I never said die. But I just thought that maybe
Goonies
it would be a
never
thing.
say die.
I still think Miyamoto's retirement would be right around the corner.
You shut your dirty mouth. He is our lord and master, and you do not blaspheme. Justin, you shut your dirty mouth too. I don't give a crap
maybe it is time for him to retire because, let's face it, he is kind of digging his feet in the mud.
Shut the hell up. Go away. I'll do the podcast with Steve. He's too afraid of me to say he's going to retire.
I'm pretty sure that slime behind you is going to turn
retire.
red and it's going to turn into a frown.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve.
Eugene.
Miyamoto is literally like my childhood hero.
Well, that's strange. I didn't even know who he was until I was an adult.
Really? No, dude, he was like my growing up, like, I'm gonna be you, but better. Like,
Well, we grew up in a different time where, like, you know,
That's
video
true.
game magazines.
Those people,
and,
weren't known.
yeah.
I think the closest thing to that I had was like Ed Boon.
I like that, like, every show validates my feeling young and spry. Like, every show is just like, by the way, Lucas is young.
Pretty much.
Hey Eugene.
Yo.
Your balls are showing.
Oh God.
Bumblebee tuna.
Have you watched
Oh.
that movie lately? Is that
I'm like,
what's
what are
all
you
of the? Is that what's with all the memes and stuff?
That took me like
No.
5 seconds too.
Oh, by
No,
the way, if you want to get one of these
have you not
shirts, you
picked
can
up on
go
the fact
to...
that most of my reference come from 90
Oh, no,
movies?
just interrupt my merch shop plug. You can go to Patreon. No, not Patreon. Fuck you. Fuck me up, Justin! Just go to the merch shop. You'll know how to get there.
It's
Oh,
designbyhumans.com/infendo.
Me and Eugene got the same.
Oh my
one because
God.
it's fun.
So fun story.
Mhm.
I bought the blue one.
So we're Pokemon Red and you're
So
Pokemon
we're
Blue.
red and you're blue.
Well, of course, we all know it being Steve, he's gonna buy all of them. So.
I feel like it has to buy. See, it would have been good if one of us bought yellow and one of us bought.
He's
blue.
gonna buy all of them in
Justin
every available
gets to buy
size.
Yeah.
No, color, not size. I don't need all the sizes.
You don't need all the
Right.
versions of all the games you have, but you buy them anyway.
All right. I'm going to reel it in here. Steve, I'm going to let you
Speaking
bring
of
us back in whenever you're ready. Do you need a moment to test or anything like that? Or we should be good to go?
We tested right before, and I did
Yep.
the last podcast with these settings, so we should be good.
Awesome. Well,
So,
I'll let you bring us
okay.
in whenever you're ready.
And welcome back to Infendo Radio. I'm going to start while Justin's yawning, so calm. It's time for everybody's favorite segment of the week, Nintendo Tunes, which means I need to open my Wikipedia tabs. Tonight, I have a large selection of 13 games because I'm pretty sure the three of you are going to throw the first two out immediately.
gosh.
For those of you that are listening for the first time, I play music from Nintendo games, and these three get to guess the Nintendo games. And for some reason, they think mine are hard mode, but I don't think so. I know all my games really well.
I swear to God, the first time somebody shouts Shovel Knight, Shantae, or Minecraft, I'm rage quitting.
I just mouthed it when Steve said the first two were gonna go quick. I went, Shantae.
So, we're going to throw this out right at the beginning, too. Shantae, Shovel Knight, and Minecraft are not on this list.
All
But
right.
see, remember that one week where you said that and then there was a Shantae remix? So I don't fucking believe you one bit. Not one
I know.
bit.
Kind of like when you
know.
guys say that, you know, you're only doing handheld systems and then you include the newest Nintendo home console.
Boy, you guys
That
are going
is
to...
a handheld
That
system.
is a handheld
The
system.
Switch is a handheld, bro.
I'm holding it in my hands.
I've
Okay,
got a
anyway,
handheld system for you.
Back to
Say
Nintendo
that.
games. We have a theme because I love themes, and our listeners have gotten in on the theme this week.
Okay.
Your theme this week is boss battles.
Ooh,
So,
okay.
So
Now,
all the mute.
the
So that's a
Okay,
theme
so
to
here's-
the music.
here's the
now.
disclaimer.
Let's listen to what he says.
The disclaimer is the first track is always a boss battle theme, but there's not always enough boss battle music to play only boss battle music.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
sometimes I did have to go with other songs, but your first one will always be a boss battle theme, or it will have the word boss in the theme. in the
Fun
name of the
theme,
song.
Steve. I approve.
Boss baby.
So, I'm going to give you your first hint for your first two games. Before
That
we
was a
even
mediocre
start,
movie.
If you're going to throw it out. Because the first two games are for the Super Famicom Disk System.
Oh, damn it. Okay, well, this has been fun, guys. See,
Please, a Japanese
No.
exclusive game system. You should be all over this.
yeah, from like 10 years before I was born.
And here's how this came to be. Schnazzy One suggested a game that I almost just gave away. I said I can't play that game because it didn't originally appear on a Nintendo console. But then EP Knothead, who also wanted to play a game from that same system, coincidentally, reminded me that the Famicom Disk System is a legal way to play said game on a Nintendo console. So I
fuck
told
does
the
this
both
even
of them
mean?
I would allow it this time, but I can't do it after that. So
Oh God, Nintendo's comes with an entire strategy guide.
here we go.
I'm terrified. We haven't even started.
You should be.
I am.
Will be.
Oh, this is Conquest of the Crystal Palace.
No.
Am I hearing this right? Also, did it go away?
I lost it.
Hear it?
Oh, there it is.
No, you guys can hear this.
Now I can hear it.
Fire Emblem 1?
No. Ready for another track, and I'll start dropping other hints.
Please.
Sure.
This is not Famicom Disk System music.
No, it's not, but the game is playable on Famicom Disk System. Here's the next track.
Adventure. No.
Your genre for this game is role-playing. Oh, and by the way, this game came to us from EP Knothead.
World of Warcraft, the DOS version.
The toss.
I think that would just be called Warcraft.
Dungeons and Dragons.
No.
Yes, because they're big on Dungeons and Dragons in Japan.
I don't know. Maybe they are.
This game is actually playable here in the US on a PlayStation 1.
Crash Bandicoot.
No.
It's not
Here's another track.
Final Fantasy 1 or 2, is it?
It's not.
Did we get a developer yet?
It's developed by SCE Japan Studio and published by Sony Computer Entertainment.
Okay, so I need a little clarification on the console. It's super mega old and only playable on the Famicom Disk System, but also on the PlayStation 1?
Yes.
And the Famicom Disk System was the pre-NES or something? What even is that?
The Famicom Disk System was a floppy disk add-on to the original 8-bit Famicom.
So we're in Oregon Trail territory. Okay.
Well, no,
it's basically
CD-ROMs.
Yeah, it's basically like an original NES with some minor graphical and sound enhancements.
Star Fox 2. No, that was not the PlayStation.
And it's
For
an
all
RPG?
intents and purposes, consider this an 8-bit.
If this is too much, I have no problem throwing these two out. I came prepared with other tracks.
I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna.
Unless you got one more really good clue, I think I give up.
Yeah,
I don't.
This is a tough one.
I don't know this at all. I can't even guess.
So this one was Legend of the Dragoon.
Legend of the Dragoon. How foolish!
I'm not sure you guys were gonna get snazzy ones either. He suggested Evil Zone.
Nope.
So,
I never got that.
Okay.
your next game comes to us from Rose of Death.
Okay.
And away we go. And this one is actually on a Nintendo system.
Will we find out that every rose has its thorns?
So this is a gameplay video, and it is one track.
Whose is this one?
Rose.
Rose of Death is the one that gave us this game.
Is this a rare game?
Let me pull up my...
Rose doesn't usually give suggestions, so I'm not sure what he likes.
No, this is definitely not a rare game. It's developed by a team called Sagency.
Why are our listeners? Why do they hate us? Do they pay money just to show us how much they hate us?
Yes.
Pretty much.
You have not learned this by now?
Let me jump ahead. So we. Oh.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
isn't Rose of Death Malika Emeris?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I was like,
I know
he's
who he is.
he just never.
A man of many names. Okay, Galaga.
Sounds like is this like Tron or something? Like something
No.
sounds like virtual reality or something.
No, the genre on this is a twin stick shooter, and I'm going to give you another hint because it's.
Oh, is it
Galaxy
Robotech?
War or Geometry Wars?
No and no.
Robotrona or something like that?
No.
And not Twin Beam.
No, it's
Okay.
not.
Did we get a
This one's
system?
Yeah, system on this. System on this is Nintendo Switch.
What?
It is also,
Okay.
Enter the Gungeon.
It is also available on Steam, Android, iOS, and PlayStation 4. Interestingly.
Okay. Let's all go to our eShops and start picking
I was
games.
actually already in mine, so
Here's another fun story.
so it's not Enter the
That's been
Gungeon.
mentioned. No, and this game has been mentioned on our show before.
Of course it has.
A news article on this game.
Oh god.
Oh, okay.
A news article.
Uh huh.
Oh! Is this that cat, Robo Cat game?
Oh.
Space Kitty? Space Kitty? Is that... Oh, it's the cat, the
that
PETA
PETA
game. It's the PETA game. It's the PETA game.
Oh,
There it is.
fuck.
Did me
I mean,
and
we
Ju- I
said
feel
at the
like me
same
and
time,
Justin
but Lucas was
tied.
already kind of on the trail.
Yeah,
So
but you said it too. We can tie for the point. I'm okay with that. We're good. We're good
Okay.
sports.
Steve's call.
Justin, go ahead and give your both of you guys a point.
Right.
I thought you were going to say, Justin, does Lucas deserve a point?
Considering I already gave it to you, I don't care. All right, first
Okay.
points on the board.
Woo!
So, and by the way, I don't have any boss battle themes for this one either. I don't think.
Way to go on this theme, Steve.
Okay, so we
Well,
said the PETA...
these are all listener suggestions.
We,
So.
we said the PETA game, but can we get an actual name of that game for our listeners at home who might have no idea what we're talking about?
Kitten Squad.
Kitten Squad. It's a free game on the eShop. It's made by PETA. Good luck if you get
Yeah,
it. Most of
don't.
their games are pretty gruesome, but we'll see what happens.
Most of
Yeah,
their facts
don't
are
buy
pretty
it.
wrong as well, so alternative, if you will.
Okay, so here's your next listener suggestion, and like I said, not all of our listeners suggested for the theme.
I'm surprised they
this-
didn't try to get the Mario Tanuki skinning game on the Switch.
There you go. Okay, so this next one comes to us from Corky Dog.
Well, we're getting all the listener songs, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm doing all the listener songs first this time. They pay, they should go first. You guys hear that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've played this game.
That sounds familiar.
I'm sure you have. And this one, I believe, is a boss battle, too.
Illusion of Gaia.
Shut up.
Oh, that would have pissed Eugene off.
Is this Breath of the Wild?
Nope.
You hear the music, right?
Is this a Switch game?
No, this is a GameCube game.
Star Fox Adventures? That's a no.
No. Let's get you another song.
Gotta admit, that was an okay guess, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's another song.
Right in the
that's
realm of
battle
Zelda
in the
games.
title.
That
Yeah.
brass blast.
Yeah.
Which is what made me think Breath of the Wild.
Is it that dinosaur game that everybody talks about that was really good that I never played? Frickin'
Dinosaur Planet? You already guessed that.
No, the stupid one that people like where you're like hunting dinosaurs and
Oh, Turok.
Turok, yeah. Was there a GameCube Turok? If so, is this
Rock
it?
Evolution.
Is that
This is it?
Oh, this is it?
So I kind of got to give that to Lucas because he was
Yeah.
completely able to
I
describe
mean,
that before you
like,
gave him the
I
title.
knew what it was.
Well, that's what happened the last time, too. Lucas
Yeah, but
kind of
this-
knew the game, but didn't.
This time I knew everything but the name.
Eugene, I will share half a point with you on that.
Please, I need some breadcrumbs over here, dog.
Oh, okay. I was
Okay.
like, no.
Well, let's see how well you guys do. This game, by the way, comes to us from Minus. And every single track in this is a battle of some sort.
Final Fantasy.
Hmm.
Ready.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I know this game.
Illusion of Gaia.
No!
No,
God damn it, that's your new Shantae for this game, isn't it?
no shit. Illusion of Gaia. Illusion of Gaia.
Illusion of
Not
Sonic
Illusion of Gaia.
Gaia.
This is a Super Nintendo game, though. It's gotta be.
Saga?
It is a Super Nintendo game. What'd you say, Justin?
Saga?
No.
Is it a Saga game? No. All right.
It's not.
Whoa. That just got really familiar. Is this Dragon Quest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Nope.
10?
Nope, but I'm really enjoying this music. That is a really good track.
This sounds oddly familiar.
Breath of Fire?
Oh!
Nope.
1 or 2?
Nope.
This is a RPG, correct?
Hmm.
As a matter of fact, it is.
Oh boy. This is going really good with my fight against Yuga and Hyrule Warriors right now, so just keep playing it for a while.
Okay. This one was published in.
God, I want to hear that boss battle music now.
This was published in North America by Enix.
That's why it sounds so familiar.
Dragon.
So it's not Dragon Quest, but I was on the right freaking ball.
Oh, is this Paladin's Quest?
It is Paladin's Quest.
Yes!
Heard of it.
I've heard of it. I don't know enough about it to even know that it was an RPG.
All right.
Eugene is kind of our resident Super Nintendo RPG man.
We all have
Hey,
our
Jeff.
niches.
Hey, Justin, what's the score right now?
Currently, Lucas is in the lead with 2. Eugene and I are tied at 1.
Okay.
And a half, yes. I can't,
Halves unless it matters.
Okay.
but since we're tied either way,
Wow.
So Jay-Z has suggested the next game, and I was only able to find one track for this entire game, so you've got 4 minutes to figure this out.
Oh god.
those are
I
It is a
seem to
boss battle.
always
Paperboy.
I seem to always get minuses right, but I seem to never get Jay-Z's right. So I'm dreading this, Jay-Z. What do you got up for
I
me?
love Jay-Z's choices.
Oh, another fun story. This is also a gameplay video, so it takes a second to get to the actual song.
Fair.
It's almost there.
I can barely hear it.
Hasn't, yeah. It's
Here, I'll jump
beginning.
ahead. I'll jump ahead a little bit.
A lot like Christmas.
Clearly NES, right?
Nope.
Game Boy.
Okay, clearly Game Boy.
Hang on, pulling up the Wikipedia.
Or Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Of course, it's not. Let me grab a console on that.
This also
I thought I
sounds
had one.
oddly like RPG-ish, but the massive explosions make me think it's like a
I don't
shoot 'em
think
up.
I don't think this is a Game Boy game.
Sounds more NES-y to me.
I bet
No,
you it's I bet you
sounds
it's like a
like-
retro It's probably one of those like new retro games trying
Yeah.
to be an old game.
Steve, give us some
Yes.
information.
Well, I'm trying to pull it up. I thought I had one pulled up, but it's and they don't give you
This
that.
game is so elusive. It doesn't even exist. Jay-Z has brought trolling to a new level.
Okay, so this one is evidently on a Switch collection.
Oh, see, there you fucking go.
So it's a Switch game?
So, yeah, Switch, and then it's also on iOS and PlayStation Vita.
This isn't like Blossom Tale, is it?
This isn't like Namco Museum, is it?
No.
Oh, did you
No,
say it
it's
was on
a-
collection?
Yeah, so there's
Oh,
it's got a
cool.
number 1 and a number 2, an
Hmm.
orange
Mega Man Legacy?
last.
Yeah.
No.
I've got
No.
nothing, man.
I'm trying to think of games that fit
Did we
that
get
description.
genre?
No, you want to click.
Yeah, one sec.
Did you hear
I heard a man.
somebody hear a man?
Oh yeah, I think it's the guy.
Is this a Let's Play?
I hear Jay-Z Beast.
So the
Do it.
category is action, role playing, and puzzle.
I'm just gonna throw this. I'm just gonna throw this out there real quick before we get back to Nintendo Tunes. To our listeners, by all means, suggest whatever you want, but feel free to take a peek in YouTube and see if the soundtrack exists in some form.
There are at least 2 games that I have wanted to use and declined from using because I could not find an actual
We'll
sound.
do our best, but sometimes you get guys muttering in the background of the
Yeah.
soundtrack.
All
I got nothing, man. An adventure.
That's
I don't know, but
That's all
every
I
time
got.
he whispers, I get a little chubby.
Street Fighter,
so.
Street Fighter 20th Anniversary Collection.
So the game was called Fairune,
Oh,
F-A-I-R.
Fairune.
Oh, that
He's been
one.
playing that like all week too. I should have known that. I think it was him. Somebody on my Switch has been playing that all week.
All right.
So
So
that was-
this
Weird.
this next one is going to go really fast, so I need you to get your fucking buzzers ready.
Like your mom.
Ready, buddy.
So, and I've already been telling people that I think I already know exactly what's going to happen on this one, but I
Oh.
really like this song.
Oh,
Oh,
boy,
God.
here we freaking go.
Oh God, who is this from? Is it from you?
Yep,
Oh, Hyrule Warriors.
yep, Lucas
Damn
got it.
it.
My prediction was that Justin was going to say Wind Waker and Lucas was going to say Hyrule Warriors. I figured Justin
Oh,
would
see, I didn't even get that far
The
until
second
the
I heard
flute.
the, okay, so I heard like the
Luga.
first few beats, and I was like Zelda, and I was like, no, it's freaking like the game that I've put my life into.
This must be definitive edition 3DS version. 'cause-
3DS and
Yeah, okay, because
Yeah, this
like,
was.
I
pulled
have
it
the
from the
Hyrule
Legends
Warriors
soundtrack.
soundtrack, and I don't remember hearing this at all.
you can
Yeah,
listen to
no, I
the
pulled this
Lakers.
from the Legends soundtrack. So yeah, Lucas gets.
That is some pretty awesome boss battle music, I must say.
I know, right? Okay, so by the way, all of these are mine from here on out.
Okay,
So
Oh, I'm ready.
here,
good introduction.
Shantae, Shovel Knight, Minecraft. Okay, get that out of my system.
okay, get your 2 negative points out of your system as well.
Oh,
Oh,
Final
oh,
Fantasy
Fantasy
III.
IV.
Fucking
No, it's
God!
Mario RPG.
There it is.
Ah!
Because it uses the same music as Final Fantasy IV. This is the Kulaks battle in Mario RPG.
I am calling shenanigans on this one.
Boom!
Why? The rest of the music I have is from Mario RPG, and that
was
is a legit
lovely,
boss battle in
Steven.
that
That
game.
was the best.
Damn it!
This first,
Mm.
Eugene. I need you to back me up on this one. That was Dirty Pool.
That was amazing, is what that was.
Ah.
Cool. It's in the game. It's in the soundtrack.
that was
Irregardless,
Well.
Lucas is the only one that would have gotten that anyways, because he's the one that fired off all the answers. So you know.
Dude,
Dirty
I
Pool.
got Mario RPG legit, bro. Oh.
Oh, that was fun. Okay, here's your next one. I don't even need hints at this
Oh,
point.
Mario and Luigi, the DS remake. 3DS remake.
Superstar Saga.
Yes.
What an asshole! What an asshole!
Don't you be playing good music from remakes and think I'm not gonna get it, boy. I'm gonna get it.
Holy
An
crap.
all-you-can-eat Nintendo's buffet.
And that actually was the DS remake.
I know it was.
Oh, Lord.
Holy crap. Well, maybe I'll stump you guys with this one. This is not a boss battle song, but the name of the title does have boss in it.
Okay.
So. Oh, come on. Hang on.
I'm so tense right now.
I know!
I don't know this one. Is this Bit Trip Runner?
3.
2.
Gets it. That was actually the Runner 3 soundtrack.
I don't even want to take that
You know
one.
what?
That's
No,
It's-
take that point. Take that point, otherwise Lucas gets it.
that feels
matter.
so dirty.
The point. Take the point.
No, Lucas guessed Runner 1, you guessed Runner 3.
Yeah, I guessed Runner
Yes.
one.
Not
Yes,
have been in
Mr.
Runner.
Donkey Kong Land. That's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
I'll
Eugene,
take it.
if you don't want it, Lucas.
That was what, a year
No, fuck it.
ago?
I'm taking it. I decided. I already put it in my pocket. It's already wrapped up. Let's go.
Okay, here's your next one.
Is it over
This
yet?
is going fast.
Oh. No,
F-Zero?
no, no.
No, it's not.
This for like a split.
Rayman. It's
Yeah,
one
I'm
of the
digging it.
remakes.
Rayman Oranges? Origins?
It's either
Legends.
Origins or Legends. I can't tell if we're close because he's not saying anything.
It's not Rayman.
Wait. Mario versus Mario plus Rabbids.
No.
Oh, is this Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze or 2?
Oh, come on!
Justin, I handed this one to you.
I've played like 2.5 worlds of
Is-
Tropical Freeze, so unless it's
Is
in
that
one of
the-
those.
Is that the polar bear boss battle?
No, because I don't recognize it.
No. That was actually the final boss battle.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I actually really like that. I didn't remember liking the boss battle.
So Lucas got that one too?
Jay-Z says, damn it, I should have recommended Sonic the Hedgehog.
Right?
Son-
Great boss battles. Or Shadow the Hedgehog, excuse me.
Oh, even
Oh,
worse.
yes, because that would have made it really fair for Eugene.
Do we want it? Do we want to do the last two tracks?
I mean, we might as well, right? What's the score?
Oh yeah, we might as well. I mean, whose time is really being wasted here? Currently, I have 1. Eugene has 2, and Lucas has 5.
Oh God. That's
So I mean,
terrible.
there's still a chance.
Okay, well, here we go.
Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons?
No.
I should know this one.
No. It sounds familiar.
I'm trying to think boss battle. Is this like
It should. I've played this game and this track on Nintendo's before.
Shantae, Shovel Knight, Minecraft,
Nope.
Mutant
Crash
Mudds?
Bandicoot!
No. Ooh, I didn't think to use Crash.
How about another track?
Okay. Let's see. We will go here.
Is this Mutant Mudds?
Nope. Good call,
Chicken
though. I
wing?
didn't say I wasn't using that. Nope.
Does that even have bosses?
I think it has an end boss. Truth be told, I never finished that game. Yeah.
I'm digging this track,
Why does
whatever
it
it
sound
is.
pseudo familiar?
Is this a retro game or is this a new
I-
game pretending to be a retro game?
This is straight up retro. It's original Game Boy.
Oh boy. Conquest of the Crystal Palace. That wasn't even a Game Boy. What are you doing, Lucas? Get in the game!
Ooh, I know that little motif.
Icarus of Myths and Monsters.
No, but I have played that one before, too. We're working our way closer to the beginning of the game at this point.
Good
Is
soundtrack.
this is this Batman or something, or is this a licensed game?
It's not licensed, although it is a crossover game actually.
It's not
Marvel
licensed.
versus Capcom.
Nope.
It's not licensed, but it's a crossover game, and it was on the Game Boy.
Yeah, it mixes a Nintendo character with a different franchise.
Shut
So
the
Mario
front
4.
door.
What?
It's a bootleg Sonic Mario thing known as.
Is this
Remember,
a legitimate real game?
Yeah, I owned it on Game Boy.
Did we get genre
What's
yet?
the genre?
Action is what it says.
Hope that
So,
helped.
this is,
It was-
wait, is
it
this
was one of
Wario
the-
Land 2, Wario Land 3, Wario Land
You're on the right
1,
No, it's
He's
not
on
a
the right
Wario Land game.
Wario Blast.
Fuck! Oh, that was a. Yeah.
Mama Man.
Yeah.
Mario.
That's good. That's good.
Oh.
Hi, Kitty.
Meow.
So we're all being attacked by cats. I don't know if you heard
Hey,
Winnie's
here's-
raspy meow.
Sorry, that came up fast. Here's our last one.
That's what she said.
And these are all boss battles,
You
by the way.
cheated.
I know I did it. I couldn't resist.
Is this
Take-
that
take
rhythm?
two. That's
game-
what she said.
Is this that rhythm beetle game that you and Eugene played religiously for like a week and then dropped?
Nope.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Is this a Switch game?
No. This one is Wii U.
I gotta be honest, I'm really digging this. Like, I'm really into this right now.
Do you know where I can find the bow so I can fuck up these Deku Babas?
Yeah, go to like the leftish part of the map. It'll be kind of up behind a tree.
Perfect.
Glad to know we're all invested in this game.
This isn't like Death, is it?
Nope. Wii U, Lucas.
I would have laughed so hard if it was.
I know, right?
Did we get any hints yet that I missed? Did we get genre or something?
Genre is a platformer. I
And
can't
it's
believe
on-
you guys
like-
got this one yet. It's on the
It's
Wii
on-
U.
It's on the Wii U. It's a platformer.
Oh, Yoshi's Woolly World?
Oh!
Yoshi's Woolly World? God.
Yeah, the boss battle.
The
Yeah.
boss battles had some pretty
Wow.
fucking music.
Yeah,
So
that.
that first one was Sniff Burpee and Feeling. This one was Bunsen the Hot Dog.
Man, dude, that.
Coincidentally, when I was talking with Lucas the other night on Skype, I almost blew the theme
I think I was too busy hating on like the boss designs to actually listen to the music. There's a lot to like
So,
about
Lucas,
it.
do you remember me saying the other night I love
I remember you like almost saying, yeah, I remember you almost saying like exactly what it was gonna be. And then,
Yeah.
Man, this theme really threw me for a loop, but that was a fun one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have found ourselves to the end of another round of Nintendoons, but If you like Nintendoons, you're in luck. Next week is an all Nintendoons episode, so if you're a patron, be sure to go and get your questions in. So until
fifth
then,
week this week?
Yep.
yeah, next week's it's the last week of the month already, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's literally only like $2 to submit a question too. So
Yep.
no.
So, final
A song.
score, in case anybody cares.
I do. I care.
Lucas, Lucas won with 5. I squeaked in at the last moment with 3, and Eugene was in last with 2.
Poor
Thank
Eugene.
you.
All right, well, we're going to
By
take
the
a
way,
break,
I
and we're
know-
going to be right back.
Yeah.
Thanks
By
so
the way,
much for
Justin-
playing my game.
Oh God. I know you haven't finished Donkey Kong, but I know you have the soundtrack because you gave it to me. That's why I figured it was a giveaway.
But I generally don't listen to
Giveaway.
music from sections of that I haven't
Giveaway.
gotten to yet. And I haven't listened to,
Good to know.
like, most any of that one, so...
All right,
Steven,
I'm
I
going to
just
go
have
feed
to
my
say-
animals, and I'll be back. You
Okay.
kids be good.
Yeah, and I'm...
Next time,
yeah,
next
and-
time I throw you
Come
a
on,
bone,
Daddy.
I'll make sure it's a
Come
bone you
on,
can.
Daddy.
Steven, I just have to say, masterfully hosted Nintendoons. Some real twists and turns. I freaking loved it. I thought it was amazing.
That's not the button I wanted.
Get my seal of approval. Usually with you, I don't get many of the songs, so like I'm on Cloud 9 tonight, buddy. That was fun.
I'm not gonna lie, that was so much fun.
That was everything I want in a Nintendoons. Especially the parts where I get the songs in like the first 2 minutes. That always feels good.
I'm proud of you, by the way, with Hyrule Warriors.
Thank you. Like
I knew you were gonna get it, but
one thing that I do with like my music listening habits, just so you know for future Nintendoons, is I love remixes, whether they're official or not. So if like a game gets a remaster and like the music is redone, like I will have that music. Like so if it's remastered songs, I know them.
that was
Oh
so much fun.
God, that was good. So how did Nintendo Fever go? Be brutally dishonest because we're live on the air.
It was a lot.
Say exactly what I want you to say.
It was a lot of fun. I was not late at all.
Good.
Everything went swimmingly. There were no technical issues.
I'm actually
It
now
was a perfect
concerned. I'm assuming it was a good time though.
It was a good time. It'll be a good
I
show.
I actually tuned in for a little bit of it, so
Oh, did you?
yeah, just a touch. We
sorry.
accidentally tuned in together when Holly was talking about Monster Hunter, and I tuned in again for something else. I think you're talking E3 or something. I don't know. I
Yeah,
tuned in.
we-
I threw you a
did our-
thumbs up, and I was like, "Yay!"
We did the E3 predictions tonight.
Very
And
nice.
I told Matt I'd let him know when we were doing ours, but I didn't realize that was going to be like 10 minutes after we ended the show.
So, is that show going to be the same time every week? The live show that they do?
No. I told him I can't do 2 podcasts. a
No,
night.
I don't mean you.
Right.
I don't mean you. I mean them. Like, are they going to
No.
keep doing a live show?
They're going to keep doing a live show. I think we're going to move the night, though.
Okay, because I was about to plug them and be like, check them out right before Nintendo or whatever we are, Infendo. But no, clearly not. We will, if you're a live listener and you're interested in another podcast, we do now have a sister show, and it is the long-returned Nintendo Fever. So if you're looking for a very different flavor with much of the same personality and joy, you should check them out because they are 2 lovely young humans, and they have a lot to say about video games.
So, Jay-Z, to answer your question, it will be available on Apple Podcasts. We are working on getting the site up, the old Nintendo Fever site back up. And once we get the site back up, then we should be able to start posting the podcasts there as well as on the Apple Podcasts, on the Nintendo Fever feed. It's a very big project, so we're just trying to figure it all out still. So be patient with us. For now, it'll be on the Infendo feed, and then it'll go to Nintendo Fever once we have that go.
Yeah,
That
we'll
sounds
fill you
good.
guys in on that as we get everything sorted out. But there's a
Wow.
lot of things that have to happen, and all that is happening in the middle of us making some big changes over at Infendo and making things better there.
Right.
So it's a lot of like, oh, this week we were able to get this done. This week we had to
Right.
wait on so and so. So
Are you guys announcing that you kicking me off the show or something? Cause
Yeah, we've made a group decision.
Good knowing
to
you, buddy.
change it. We want to take Infendo in a different direction, so we'll still take your money, but you're gonna have to be off the show. But thank you for your years of service to Infendo.
All right.
You're
well,
like the 70-year-old like guy who owns the business. Whose like grandkids come in and they're like, "You're out of here, old man. New
Well,
direction, all
it's been-
nude podcast."
It's been
No,
a good run.
We were just talking about how well it went on Nintendo Fever tonight, and
Oh, awesome.
And
where that's
where
gonna
you
be
can
back
find
and stuff,
Nintendo
so.
Fever in the interim and why,
Yeah,
you
gotcha.
can find
That we're working
Nintendo
on
in
it.
the interim.
It'll get there
Yeah.
at some point. No big deal.
Yeah.
Bad giveaway.
Eugene has met his match when it comes to databases, and he's having to call in an expert.
The Wizard.
Yeah, no
What can
kidding.
I say?
Who?
Except you're welcome.
Now I just
No,
am
not really.
about ready for Moana soundtrack to start playing.
Moana.
If I had it loaded on
It's
this
like
computer, I would have just started that song.
That's like the Tennessee version of Moana. Come on, man. Apologies in advance for anyone.
Ooh, you got a
from
snort
Tennessee
out of him?
that
That's
I
a good
just
night.
insulted. And Eugene, please cut this from the produced show. But it's like, hey, let's go down and see that Moana picture. I can say it. I'm from Florida. It doesn't get any deeper south than this.
Hey.
Steve says that it's racist. I say it, it's funny.
Hang on, we're gonna get an ad, and then we're gonna get a music. Or get
Man. Wait, are you gonna
No,
play
I have-
Moana, and are we gonna get pulled off of YouTube this episode? Because
Will we get pulled off of YouTube if I play it?
I feel like we might, because Disney is super anal about their music.
No,
No.
that's not how copyright strikes work, guys.
Okay. I see what's happening. Yeah. Face to face with greatness.
There you go. Justin is gonna be so happy when he gets back to the show.
It's adorable. It's nice
But we
to
all
see
gotta
the
talk,
difference
so
never
that way it
changes.
helps with the whole
Your
copyright strike thing.
eyes left. Yes, it's really deep. Now we feel it. It's a lot.
Lucas, if you mute yourself, you can actually sing in your house, and then we can get it for an outtake.
What can I say except
So now that we've played more than 30 seconds of this song, I'll explain what a copyright strike was going to do. That basically just means we can't monetize this video if we ever choose to.
This,
It would mean
Justin.
that Disney would take their cut before we could take our cut, which we're not monetizing anyway. So no big
Yeah,
deal.
unless
They can
you're
have all of our
you're
cut, because we don't get a cut from YouTube.
unless you're posting Pokemon battle videos and you use copyrighted Pokemon music, and then they just take all of your audio off and prevent you from showing the video to anyone.
Sure.
well, that's just
So in that case,
Weird.
that's how copyright works.
Yeah, I guess it'll happen. I guess kind of pick and choose. I guess those copyright people, but with any luck, that won't happen to us. So
yeah. Sorry it took so long. I was freezing and had to go around the house.
It's okay,
Closing
Justin.
windows.
You're welcome.
You're fine.
God damn it.
Eugene almost sat on his monitor.
And thank you.
Okay. Are we ready to roll back into question block?
I guess.
As soon as
There's
I get my
only-
show notes open that I've had 10 minutes to get.
Yeah, that too.
There
There's
we go.
only 2 questions, unless there's somebody that snuck in the last hour. I guess I should probably check. So
You
write
guys
your name
take
if
questions.
you.
I've talked enough tonight.
Yeah,
God
write your
damn
name
it,
if you want to take
Linus.
one.
I will take Dr. Johnny 5.
Can we start a punch card for Minus?
Justin, do you
Actually,
want
the
minus?
answer
Otherwise,
is
I could take it.
Sure, why not?
It's incredibly simple.
Because
I know
because
the
I actually have an answer.
Yeah, so do I. So let's freaking do this. Minus, you have been challenged. You're going down, buddy. This one's easy.
All right, so Justin, I'll let you take minus, but I'll bring us back in, and then I'll toss it off to you. Unless you want to bring us in, I don't care.
I don't care. You pick.
Bring us in, Justin. You do your best, Pat Sajak.
I I don't know what Pet Sajak
Did you
sounds
see
like.
the look on his face?
Can that just be our? Can that just be our intro? I don't know who Pet Sajak.
I know who Pat Sajak is. I've spent my whole life watching Wheel of Fortune, but I don't know what his unique.
Okay, do your
identifying
best, Drew
style is.
Carey.
Do your best, Johnny Carson.
Johnny Depp.
Actually, Johnny Carson will probably be the best one for me. Can I just bring us back into the show, please?
Please.
Welcome back to what the hell is the show called? Infendo Radio.
Nintendo voice.
If you like it, we are Infendo Radio. If you do not, we are Nintendo Voice. No. Welcome back to Infendo Radio. We just had another train wreck of a Nintendoons. And it is time for the question block, which you can participate in at the $3 Patreon level. Speaking of train wrecks, you can ask us a serious question like -64 here, who asked us, how do you handcuff a one-armed man? And it is simple. You cuff that arm to another object.
Or his leg.
A radiator, or a chair, or his leg, or minus his neck for making us ask these stupid questions. Any household object.
What use would you have to? I guess you could need a handcuff of one-armed man. They could be dangerous. Yeah, you handcuff him to himself.
They can
his
be
leg.
murderers, obviously.
One killed the fugitives, like
Right.
Like
That's true. That's true.
that's
Please,
a
this
reference for you '70s children.
Or 90s. They did have a movie with Harrison Ford.
Okay.
You can chain him to a tent for Memorial Day weekend. Oh wait, that's me.
I'd
Oh,
like
God.
to point out that Minus says in his question that he's asking for a friend. So I want to know, is Minus's friend the one-armed man who might be getting arrested? Or does Minus's friend need to handcuff a one-armed man? Is Minus's friend a cop? Is Minus's friend into freaky roleplay and his partner just happens to have one arm? What is going on in this situation that means that he needs to handcuff a one-armed man?
How do you play arms with only one arm?
That's the saddest question. Oh, your bite from Bark and Bite. Or Bark, whichever
Well,
one
I
the
mean-
dog is. Bark, I guess.
I mean, Xbox has that new controller for people without arms. So
So yeah, I was literally gonna I know this is not part of the question, but let's talk about that for a second because I think that's a really fucking awesome
that is
idea.
A really,
Yeah,
like, that's
I'm
always as a gamer. That's like my big fear is like if I lost a hand, like I couldn't play video games anymore. So like that's actually really cool.
that's your biggest fear.
Dude, that's like a huge fear for me. Like aside from like not being able to design games as well because I might not have the right hand to like draw and do stuff. Like, I couldn't even play games I like because you literally need two hands for like every game.
Yeah, I hope that because
Well,
I know
now you
Microsoft. I know Microsoft said they would work with other companies to allow this technology to be implemented on their console. So I hope that this kind of seems like something Nintendo would do. So I hope Nintendo
I'm
maybe
kind of
could.
surprised that Microsoft kind of beat them to the punch on this because the Wii and like some of their more recent games have really been about that accessibility thing. But hey, somebody's doing it.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's about it for that question. But Minus's answer to this question, I guess, is if he would lose his arm, he would 3D print himself a new one. Why don't you take us away with Dr. Johnny Five's question? I believe
Well played.
Why don't you take us with that one?
Dr. Johnny 5 asks, would you guys want a Breath of the Wild 2 using the same engine as Breath of the Wild? Also, if they did, what would you guys want it to be about? Also, I called it Donnie 1 Splatfest. Good way to work that in there. Personally, I wouldn't really want a Breath of the Wild 2 unless it was really different and innovative in the same way that, like,
Majora's Mask.
Well, yeah, like Ocarina of Time 2 was Majora's Mask, or even, like, to a lesser degree, like Phantom Hourglass was a direct sequel to Wind Waker.
Yeah.
But
I feel like this is probably what's going to happen, actually, because they've spent so much time developing that engine and everything within it. I'm sure they're going to want to use it again.
I'm not so sure that's going to be the case. If they did like a prequel game, maybe. Like if we could actually go to all the towns that got destroyed, and
That
like
was my answer.
we could actually play like like I wouldn't mind something
Well, I
like
mean,
that.
why does it have to be Hyrule again? Why can't they use the exact same engine and give us a whole new?
Well, but then they have to.
World?
Well, but then they have to build a whole new world, which admittedly is a thing they could do. But like, yeah, I don't know.
It'd be a new fantastic point of view.
God.
I wouldn't.
There's no one to tell them no or where to go.
Okay. Finishing and then Eugene. I wouldn't mind it necessarily, especially if they patched up all the weak areas with the narrative in this one. It would be a lot better for me. So I could see a sequel that's actually kind of like a Zelda-ish game instead of kind of what we got with Breath of the Wild. But I'd rather just see them go in a new direction and evolve off of what they've already made.
I would rather see them throw the baby out with the bathwater, is what Lucas is saying.
No,
So
I'd honestly
I have-
just rather see them do better.
I have an algebraic equation as to how this should go. So Breath of the
this
Wild
could be-
2 equals Breath of the Wild plus Ocarina of Time minus I don't know. I guess minus the Divine Beasts, because I didn't. Let's just get the dungeons, right? So let's get the Divine Beasts out of there. Let's get the dungeons from Ocarina of Time. That's a perfect game in my book.
Can I say minus shrines or like something to fix that up?
Yeah, I mean, I like shrines, but maybe downplay them a little more.
But see, that's the whole thing. Like, the whole point of shrines is just like, hey, we didn't make a dungeon, but we made enough content to make dungeons.
How
Like,
about
just-
instead of shrines, gold scatolas that you have to find or something like that around the world?
Yeah, as long as Koroks aren't also a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the whole, hey, do these little things and eventually you can get, stronger, but yeah, like maybe, like I said, downplay the shrines. Like maybe a shrine gives you a full heart container, whereas you have like other things that give you quarter hearts.
Yeah, that
Or
would feel very
one
Twilight.
for heart containers, one for stamina vessels, and my cat is pawing at my hand.
That would feel very like Twilight Princess-y, because they had a lot of little like
Yeah.
hidden areas in the overworld that were like mini dungeons, and mini dungeons are great. It's just I think you'll find in your second playthrough that going through 120 shrines again is kind of really tedious.
Mm-hmm. Steve, do you have any addition to this Breath of the Wild 2 discussion?
I don't want Breath of the Wild 2. I want Breath of the Wild 0. I want to play.
Yeah, I mean, really,
what happened up until the point where Link and Zelda were defeated.
Mhm.
I want to play that game.
yeah. I mean, the Champions Ballad was really. I mean, I was hoping that's what it would be, and then they said it would
And it
take place
wasn't.
after, and it didn't. It was like a little bit of both and none of either.
Sure.
Yeah,
But then I want to see some dungeons in there too. I don't know how they'd work that into this existing world. But, even like the taming of the divine beasts, you could use that as the dungeons for all I care. That would be kind of interesting.
I'm kind of with Justin on this, that like it doesn't necessarily have to be the same world, just maybe the same engine, even if it's not as big of a world, right? Like if it's pared down, maybe a little bit more linear, but like you give me the same kind of mechanics, like that would work for me too.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much like groundwork to Breath of the Wild that is nearly perfect that I would hate to see them completely scrap that entirely. Like, even if they have to, make Breath of the Wild style games like a third type of Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see that go away, but I do want to see some more traditional elements come back. Go ahead, Lucas.
If we were gonna get a direct or not, if we were gonna get another game with the same Breath of the Wild engine, because one thing that I like about like the difference between Wind Waker and Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword is each game feels unique, and you don't feel like you're just playing the same thing. You're playing a new game with new mechanics, and it expands upon the old game. I'm hoping Breath of the Wild does that for the next game in line. But short of that, I would like a Zelda game that isn't a Zelda game. Like, it takes place in the Zelda universe, but I'm not Link, and I'm not going on some like kind of short, simple, like all the characters are already dead quests. Like, make me someone else. Make me do something totally different. Have it be like the Postman's Adventure in Hyrule, and like that's all I want. Just don't force Zelda down my throat if it's not actually going to play like Zelda.
Can I say something else now? I know we went over the timer, but we have so few questions that number one, I forgot what number one was, but number two,
Number two,
I have been begging in the back of my brain for Nintendo to take Zelda literally into the future. Like, they kind of toy with a little bit of steampunk here. I want them to go cyberpunk.
That'd be rad.
I want like Tron meets Zelda. Like, and I mean, keep all the Zelda mechanics, the lore, all of that stuff very traditional, but just put that nice like techno coat of paint on it. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, response to Lucas, is the problem with getting an all new game every time is it takes them fucking forever to make them. Like, when you build a game brand new from the ground up, it takes like 5 years, which means the Switch might be gone by the time we get it.
but I kind of rather that personally.
Like I said, I want a stopgap Zelda. If we have to wait 5 years for the next big, brand new, built from the ground up Zelda, I want something built off of a pre-existing.
I would take the Majora's Mask of Breath of the Wild just fine. That would do it for me. I just don't really want like Breath of the Wild 2 per se. Real quick. I have had that like exact same like Zelda cyberpunk fantasy for years. I had it when I was in like high school. I lost it when I became an adult. Like, once I got a little bit older, I was like, no, I'm happy with Zelda in, like, medieval-ish times. But, like, as a kid, I really wanted that. So I'm kind of neutral on the idea at this point.
You know what I want to see in the Breath of the Wild engine? I want to see a reimagining of Link's Awakening. Just because there are so many cool moments in that game. Like when the Turtle Rock dungeon actually wakes up and you have to fight it. Or the waking of the windfish, or inside the windfish's egg. Like, they could do a ton of cool stuff using the existing plot and characters for that game, but in a brand new engine. And they could make
now you're making me want Oracle of Ages.
That was my other thought.
To like jump back in time and like
actually that out of all the 2D games, that one probably deserves a 3D remake more than any of them. But okay, well, we've hit our timer and we've about to hit our second timer, so we are going to move on and we're going to move out into our next section. So we'll be right back.
What's our next section?
Change system.
Change the system.
Oh yeah, change the system. I feel like we're going quick tonight. Also, I'm sorry for like cutting you off.
Because we had no news and no questions, and I mean the only thing that took forever was Nintendo's, and that was just excruciating.
Nintendo's felt like it took forever for you.
Right? Lucas is like, oh, now I'm fine, boy.
Yeah, dude, Nintendo's was great. Best Nintendo's of the year by far.
Until the next one you win.
Last week.
Yeah.
Except for last week where I won. That
was so before we go into change the system, I have to ask, what is the fucking total for Nintendo's? Is Lucas up by 2 on me now? Because I'm about to cry.
I think I'm only up by 1 because I think I was tied with you last week.
Yeah, you guys were tied last week, so I think it's 9-8 to 2-1.
Man,
I cannot regulate my body temperature tonight.
You're like a lizard.
Freezing. Closing it makes me too warm.
Oh gosh. Okay, well, does anybody need to take any longer of a break before we get into change the system?
I'm good.
Good to go.
No, Eugene, you're at 8. Lucas is at 9.
I think you're at 10, actually, Steve. No, you're at 10.
I'm at 10.
Yeah, Steve's at 10.
That does sound about right.
Sounds about right. Yeah. All right, new goal. Beat Steve.
Yeah. Well, if I take somebody else's 2 points that I'm trying to beat anyway, then that puts me at 4. So I'm getting there.
All right. Let's move it to change the system here. Let me make a note on. We'll get rolling. All right, and we're wait. Hello, and we're back! Ready to play some Change the System. It's not really a game. We're talking about the games we were playing, though. And we're going to do it here right now. I think a lot of us have been playing the same game. So I don't know if we want to just start with that one and get out of the way. But
what are we doing?
Let's do that. Let's all get our Hyrule Warriors out of the way, and then we can talk about individual games. Because
yeah, because at least 3 out of the 4 of us have been playing it. Justin, I'm not sure. Have you didn't pick up Hyrule Warriors Definitive, did you? Oh, hey!
Oh.
He sure did. He
Yep.
sure did. So
we're all in the boat.
We've all kind of been playing that one, so let's kind of start with that, I think. That's kind of makes the most sense. So what do we think? Like, we've all played it before on the Wii U. Most of us have played it before on the 3DS.
Not I.
Can I
And
start
that was
because
one of-
that's my entire change the system?
Well, and that was my one of my justifications for picking it up on the Switch is there were a lot of things that they added to and altered for the 3DS game, but I had no interest in playing a, let's face it, inferior version of a good game, so I didn't get that. But I didn't get any of the DLC for the Wii U version. I didn't get the 3DS version, so it was a little bit easier to justify spending $60 on a game that I had only beaten the story mode of. So there's still all of adventure mode for me to play through, and
Adventure mode is what makes the game. You have missed out on so much, my friend.
right, which is why I figured it was more worthwhile than that $20 game that they're trying to push for $60.
God, shit.
So
I'm loving it as I was loving it on the Wii U. I'm loving it even more because I can play it in beautiful HD on my handheld system instead of that crummy 480p crap that
Gamepad, yeah.
had.
Steve, you want to jump in here?
Yeah, so I waited up for that game. This was probably my second most anticipated game of the year that's been announced so far anyway. But yeah, I waited up for it. Lucas and I played the first level together. I am willing to bet, and I don't think we'll know till Sunday is when our play council update. But I got it Thursday, and I was on call last week, so I got it Thursday. I played it till 12 or 1 in the morning Thursday. I played it till about the same time Friday. I was on call on Saturday, and when I wasn't on a phone call, I was playing the game because I'm allowed to do that on Saturdays when I'm on call.
Yeah.
I played it all day Sunday, and I haven't gotten to play it since, but I bet that I've got at least 25 or 30 hours in it already, which is already more time than I've put into Tropical Freeze.
Wow.
I've almost...
Gee, I wonder which one is more worth the money.
Well, because this one has a crap ton of content for $60.
Yeah, that's like
I've
arguing
already-
that Breath of the Wild is the better Zelda game when clearly it's not, just because it's like 300 hours. So, to each their own.
So, I've beat the story, almost. I've beat the main part of the story that you would have beat through the main game, including Sia's quest, and I've done all Linkle's stuff. I've done the first Wind Waker mission, but then I stopped because now I'm unlocking the rest of the characters. And then once I get all the characters unlocked, I'll go back and finish the story. Then I'll start working on the weapons. So right now I'm actually already working on adventure mode. So I love it. I'm trying to get Twilight Midna right now.
Okay, so Lucas's turn. So this is one of my 3 favorite games, depending on what day of the week it is. And having it on Switch has been an absolute delight. I thought it looked great on the Switch gamepad, and now I'm looking at it on my TV for the first time tonight while we podcast, and I'm like, it's so smooth!
Oh, yeah.
But
I think I've only played it briefly on the TV, but it is gorgeous.
I love it so much. We wrote a review about it that's going up tomorrow. I think my one complaint is that the battery drains really freaking quick. when you're playing it in handheld. But hey, it's like the best game ever made, so that's all awesome. I'm exactly where Steve is in the story mode. I played through a bit of the story, and I jumped right into adventure mode because I want to unlock everything, because like that's the fun of the game for me. So I started unlocking, and then I needed items to get through certain missions. Then I went back into story mode, and I did all that. Then I got to a point where I either needed Toon Link or the hammer that you get from the first mission of the Wind Waker map. And I needed to do that to advance. So I went back to story mode. I churned through that. I got that hammer, immediately dropped out of story mode, and am back into adventure mode. I've like 30%ed like 3 of the maps so far. I have almost every character. I believe I'm missing maybe one, but if I am, I can't tell you who that is because I honestly don't know. I'm getting most of the weapons, but for me, the highlight is getting all the costumes. Because, like, to me, Ocarina of Time Link is a very different Link than Twilight Princess Link and Skyward Sword Link, etc., etc., etc.
That was eerie.
I'm going to jump right in and call this my part of the timer.
Then.
And because, you know, that was supposed to be our freaking Hyrule Wars timer, but clearly we're not done talking about it yet because I haven't talked about my portion yet. So this is my change of system because I've been basically playing Hyrule Warriors and, you know, a few other games, but, you know, mainly Hyrule Warriors lately. I'm not as glowing on this game as you guys are, but then again, I wasn't as glowing on the original. I don't really like the Muso games quite as much as they're just kind of button mashers, which is fine. Like, I mean, I know what I signed up for, you know, but at the same time, they're just not my you know. I wish there was a little bit more depth. Because, you know, just if I get a bow, if I get an arrow, if I get the bombs, if I get a hammer, like, at the end of the day, I'm just mashing Y most of the time, you know? So, like, there's that to it. I just wish there was a little bit more. But with all that said, like, with the Zelda wrappings, I think that really adds to it. I'm more than willing to admit that, like, that is a huge part of my enjoyment in this game. With good measure, I mean, that's, you know, part of it, you know? Like, if this was any other game, like, I don't know, if this was Crash Bandicoot Warriors, like, I couldn't give a shit less about it, because, you know, who cares? But it's got the Zelda wrappings, and that's really what matters, you know, like, oh, yeah, I have to get the bombs to blow up the boulders and stuff. That makes sense, because that's a Zelda thing, you know, and that kind of feels good. So, with that said, I don't know if I would rate this, what I would give it. It is good. This is gonna definitely turn into my game that is like a I don't know, like a background game that I can just turn on for. Yeah, I can just turn it on for like 5 minutes, whatever. Like, not really care what I'm doing because, like, you know, I'm just beating shit up, and then turn it off when I'm done, and then go right back to it because, you know, I can just turn the console on like that, and that's the beauty of the Switch. You know, I think this game really shines on the Switch because of that, just because of that suspend mode and everything that, you know, being on the Switch offers. So
yeah, God, having a console that I can put into sleep mode and just jump in and out of whenever I want is one of the biggest boons, or one of the biggest advantages to gaming right now with the Switch. Because, I mean, boot up time and load times and all that is just such a hindrance to playing anything nowadays.
Right, and then, yeah, with the Switch, it's pretty much, like, non-existent, like you said, right? Like, I'm sure, like, playing Breath of the Wild has been, like, and I know you're going to get into that in your change of system, but, like, playing it on the Switch has just been eye-opening, right? Because, you know, on an actual console that it was intended for, it's just, like, almost a different game, you know? But, yeah, I'm pretty much done with my change of the system there. I played a little bit Beat Saber. I played a few other games here and there, but not really much to write home about. So I'm going to toss it off to someone else.
And I'll take it next, actually, because I just have one other game to talk about.
Sure.
I did finally, and it's going to be really quick. It won't even be a full timer. I did play the first 3 levels of Bit Trip Runner 3, and I'm really enjoying it. It's everything I expected it to be. It's nothing more, it's nothing less. That's exactly what I wanted out of it, though.
Mm-hmm.
From what I saw from the trailers, there are some new elements to it, but those new elements don't actually change the gameplay. They're more for aesthetic purposes.
Okay.
I
What do you mean by is that like the Charles
Like-
Martinet thing and stuff?
Not even. Well, I mean, there's that, but so there are a different group of characters you can play as. But like, there's one level in the trailer I saw that's a minecart, but the minecart seems to function just like Commander Video does, where you can jump up and down and you can duck in the minecart. It just limits some of your movement. And then in one of the levels I played, there was an airplane, and that felt a little weird. But you didn't have to do all the controls again. All you had to do was move the airplane up and down. It moved by itself. So yeah, if you were a fan of Runner 1 or especially Runner 2, definitely worth the purchase. If you're not a fan of the Bit Trip series, this game is not going to win you over. It is another Bit Trip game, which, like I said, that's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I hoped for, and I'm not disappointed by it at all.
It's for fans of the genre.
Exactly. So and that and Hyrule Warriors is everything I have played completely.
Cool.
So,
all right, who wants next?
I guess I'll go. Yeah, mine. I mean, I've been playing Hyrule Warriors, and I've also sort of been playing another game. Kind of a coming attraction here. If you're listening to the podcast, hopefully this is already up. If you're listening to it live, it should have been up tonight, but I hit some technical difficulties. I am replaying Breath of the Wild. I am playing it in master mode for the first time ever. And I have gotten myself a nifty little capture device, which I am using to do a Let's Play style of video, at least for the first few hours of master mode, while you all can sit and watch me get my ass handed to me by goblins. But
as you do,
I haven't done a whole lot of playing on it, mostly because I want to record it, like I said, at least the first few hours of it. And I can't do that when it's in handheld mode. So I basically just play it when I have a chance. And editing became a huge problem because, as I've mentioned before, I play my games after everybody goes to sleep. So I can't record commentary while I'm playing the game. So I have to do it afterwards. So I'm trying to work out a way to do that. Anyway, playing Breath of the Wild again, playing Master Mode. You'll be seeing my experience with that hopefully this weekend. Hopefully before this weekend, actually, because I've got 2 videos I have to edit. But I didn't think that game could look better. I mean, it's not a phenomenal looking game to begin with, but it has a style that just looks great for what it is. But seeing it in a higher resolution, and it's even just a marginally higher resolution, but I'm amazed at how much noticeable the difference is between the Switch and the by the way, I'm playing on the Switch. the Switch and Wii U version. Besides that, yeah, I've been kind of jumping in and out of Hyrule Warriors, and that's really it. I mean, other than my little, I've been playing my Super NES Classic.
Did you Carmen Sandiego? Did you find her?
Almost. I've only got a few more missions left to go for that. I will make sure to record that for you, especially Eugene.
Thank you.
I'm in the second world of Donkey Kong Country 2, and I don't know. I just play a couple odd games here and there on that. But yeah, my gaming has been pretty sparse and scattered and non-existent this week because I've had a lot of stuff. We got our kids turning 8 this weekend, so we've got to get the house clean for all the guests. So I haven't been doing a whole lot of gaming during the day, but keep an eye on the Infendo YouTube channel for my first experience with Master Mode.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
You should capture some Donkey Kong Country 2. I want to see if I'm better than you at it.
God.
That seems entirely pointless, but okay.
Not to me.
That eye roll, Justin, was audible. All right. Well, that is Justin's turn. Lucas, why don't you take us with what you've been playing this week?
Yeah, I'm actually going to use a portion of my time to finish talking about Hyrule Warriors, and then I'll tell you what I've played because that's not as interesting. But one point I want to make about this game is that while I kind of agree with you that the core gameplay is pretty limited, one thing that's actually kind of cool about it is how difficult it is to get to a specific point you want on the map, and how the strategy of that just completely hooked me from the beginning. Like there was a segment where I wanted to
being
get
hook-shotted you.
very clever, very clever. There was a segment where I wanted to get something. I think it was an outfit for a character. But to get that outfit, I needed to have a particular item. And to get to that item, I needed to have Toon Link unlocked so I could play that. And to get Toon Link unlocked, I had to get the hammer. So it became like a 12-hour deal to get the hammer, to get Toon Link, to get the da-da-da, to get the da-da-da. It's a very...
trading quest.
Yeah, it's a very unconventional way to look at gameplay, but that really is, I think, the hook that makes people, like, you know, play this game for hundreds of hours. In addition to that, I'm starting to find and remember that the gameplay in the later missions that were originally added as DLC are much more involved and strategic. So I think if you get far enough into it, you'll find that the game becomes a little more engaging. Short of that, Mega Man Classic, whatever it's called, Mega Man Legacy Collection, Part 1 is a game I got. I am stuck at Yellow Devil. That's aggravating. I forgot every time I play Mega Man 1, I forget how aggravating Yellow Devil is. More aggravating because I currently have the CPU set to turbo, which means that I don't get any of that pleasant slowdown that you usually get when you play Mega Man. You can change that in the settings. I really enjoy it, actually, though, because a constant problem with the original game was that it would get all chunky and slow down, and they gave you the option to have a turbo feature.
Honestly, let me just tack onto that. I've played games that remove that, and Justin might say the same with Steve, like removing that, like really, it just to me, like it just doesn't feel right. Like when I'm playing like a DuckTales or something like that, and there's like a bunch of enemies on the screen and it doesn't get jittery, it just feels weird because I'm kind of used to it that way. I don't know, maybe I'm Stockholm Syndrome.
Speedrunner. Any speedrunner will tell you the same thing, actually.
Yeah, I'm not one of those. Yeah, I'm not one of those people who cares about that sort of thing.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree with you more on that one. Like I've played my fair share of Mega Man, and like as fine as it is to like have that old school kind of crap out on you, like I don't miss it at all. I just think like this is finally I can play the game how it's meant to be played. Justin, what would you like to say?
Oh well, no, because I'm going to agree with you for once here. Those things are great for, like you said, speedrunners and people who know the game intimately and know, oh, I'm coming into a room. There's going to be some slowdown here, and I can plan on that. When you're not intimately familiar with the game, those things can be like a huge hindrance. And I would much rather, as somebody who doesn't know these games inside and out, have a game that plays smoothly and predictably.
Yeah. I would argue that if you are a Mega Man fan, this is the way to play these games because that extra feature alone is nice. In addition to that, if you hold down the L button, you have a rewind feature similar to Prince of Persia. So if you
that's
screw
helpful.
if you screw up a jump and you don't want to spend an hour and a half going through game overs and lives and getting back to the point you were at, you can just rewind and reattempt it. And I didn't think I would like that because I really like the old school challenge. But damn if it doesn't make it nice to just get through those cheap platforming segments where you get shot and you have to start at like the halfway point again.
That could encourage me to get those, actually. I got them on the 3DS, but the save feature was a pain in the ass to use.
I'll tell you, the added feature of having an 8-bit dough makes it really enjoyable. In addition to all that, I played a little bit of Arms with Eugene. I forgot how much fun that game was. Hope we can do that again soon because that's really awesome. I also got a game called Fox and Forest, which is a indie game that came out a little while ago. I feel like all that we talked, I have a moment here. Fox and Forest is a like retro 16-bit style game. It's interesting. I don't know if I'd recommend it for anybody who doesn't like have fond childhood memories of the Super Nintendo, but it's okay. It's a game. And the only other game I played while I was waiting, the better Warriors game, in my opinion, although personally I prefer Hyrule Warriors. If you know nothing about Zelda and nothing about Fire Emblem, I recommend you get Fire Emblem Warriors because it's newer and they put more into it, and it's just kind of a better overall game. But if like character design and customization and stuff is more your bag, Hyrule Warriors is the way to go.
That Fire Emblems mode where like the command mode or whatever really got me intrigued. Like I half want to get it just for that.
Yeah, it's an interesting feature. You can move and you can attack, but your attacks do 0 damage. So you have to command your units to like go where they want to go. The game just feels really solid. It feels like a Fire Emblem game in every sense, except that instead of it being a turn-based RPG, you're moving around the map and attacking units. And it's really great in that way. More than Hyrule Warriors feels like a Zelda game.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's my change the system.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. I think we've changed enough systems for tonight. We did it, guys. We made it to the end. But before we go, I want to remind everybody who still might be with us, if you're with us watching live on YouTube or even the archive, before you go, give us a like. That really would help us out a lot. We would really appreciate it. What we would also appreciate is if you head over to our sister podcast and listen to that. You can, I believe, get the link to where that is on the Nintendo Fever Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. Correct, Steve?
Yeah, that's correct. I put it up there.
Yeah, go give that a listen. You might find a familiar face over there.
Yeah, you might. Just one, though.
While you watched our show like 3 weeks ago, in which case you might also recognize Matt Dezen.
Yeah, there might be a second too.
Right. What you could also do is you can
a girl on that show.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
A real one.
What you could also do is you can head over to Infendo.com. That's probably going to be your main hub for all your things Infendo. There's new articles going up every day. You can get to our merch shop from there, which, got some cool shirts like this one. You can go buy if you would like. Throw us a few bucks and rep Infendo in your town. That'd be cool. You can also visit our YouTube page, which we've mentioned before. Hopefully you're already there right now and liking and subscribing to us, but if you're not, please do so. Finally, you can go and join our Discord channel from there, and then come hang out with a bunch of cool people. There's, new people joining in all the time, so come say hi. We would appreciate that. All right, so with that, you can find me at Infendo Eugene on Twitter. Don't forget to follow at Infendo on Twitter as well, and from there you can learn everything that Infendo is doing. Where can we learn what you're doing, Steve?
Oh, wow. You can find me at Gentis1 on Twitter. I'm also running the Nintendo Fever Twitter, so at Nintendo Fever. I was just on the first episode of Nintendo Fever tonight, just before the show, and I've been invited back for the second episode to kind of wrap up the E3 predictions that we did there. So you can find me there, so hop on over to that YouTube channel on the Nintendo Fever Twitter. And after this weekend, you'll actually be able to find me playing Hyrule Warriors again on the Switch when I get through this sale that we're working on.
Very nice. All right, Justin, where can we find you this week? What are you all about?
You can find me on Twitter at InfendoJustin. You can find all of my gaming information there, including my Switch and 3DS friend codes, my Wii U handle, whatever they call it. What's the face? Is there something wrong with my... Okay. Everybody has this confused look on their face, so I'm wondering, is there something wrong with my audio or what?
No, mine is exhaustion.
Okay.
I'm playing a game.
Anywho, this is why I need to just turn all your faces off when I'm recording. I also have I've got a blog almost done for Infendo. I've got one done for Utilidork. If you're into Disney World and Disney parks and stuff on that nature, you can go to utilidork.com. You can also find that on Twitter at Utilidork. Right now I'm trying to decide whether to turn this gigantic blog into a two-parter or just post it as it is, which is usually the conundrum I end up with any of my blogs because I tend to get long-winded. But So look for things written by me on everything. Also, look for my videos on the Infendo YouTube of that game that I'm playing with the yeah. It's late. My coffee's wearing out. I'm checking out.
Elven kind, breath of the wild.
Hey, Lucas, where can we find all of your things and what you're all about?
You can find me breathing in the wild. That's where you can find me. No, you can find me most predominantly, but still sometimes rather scarcely, on hughadventure.com. That's a trick. It's a secret trap. Once you're there, you're on my Patreon, where I beg you incessantly to give me money for the game I'm designing. There is an update coming out in pretty much a week, actually. There's a 31st, so like 9 days. There's going to be an update there for my $5 patrons. I try to update the free version too, which is just the first world every now and then for you unpaying patrons, but that world's getting pretty wrapped up at the moment, so I don't know what else I can do there. Short of that, if you're not interested in any of that stuff, you can go to infendo.com and check out the content we all post up there. And in addition to these lovely young gentlemen who are posting their Let's Play and live stream content, I am also posting my own. Currently, I am doing a weekly series on Death Road to Canada. The adventure started out with me and Eugene. Neither of us are left. So to find out what happened to each of us, I guarantee it's hilarious. You should go check that video out, both of them, actually. I apologize. Last week's video went up on Monday night because reasons, bad technical reasons, but usually I try to get those out on Sundays. So with any luck, the next one, part 3, will be out this Sunday. Will it be the last episode? I don't know. I haven't filmed it yet. We'll find out together, I guess. But that's the thing I'm doing. And when I'm done, who knows? Maybe more Death Road, maybe a different game. But that's my strategy for content creation at the moment. So go to our YouTube, check that stuff out. And also, I know we've said it like 100 times, but go check out Nintendo Fever, because they just started their podcast. They could use some love. So why not show those old veteran podcasters some support? Most of them have been podcasting longer than we have. At least 2/4 of us, I know for a fact. So yeah, some experience there. You should go give them a listen.
For sure. And while we're finishing up all the plugging, I know we said this before, but go to infendo.com. There's a lot of cool reviews going up there. Like Steve said before, the review for Hyrule Warriors is going to be going up tomorrow. The Donkey Kong review is up right now. So, I mean, there's lots of cool stuff over there. Go check it out. We would really appreciate that. So, with that said, guys, we will catch you guys next week for an all Nintendo's show. Really excited about that. We'll have some patrons joining us for that one, so we'll see you then. Catch you later.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Breath of the Wild.
I'm actually kind of disappointed we didn't do news today, because I would have loved to talk about both of these topics, but
Well, we can jam them into next week. Oh, no, we can't, because it's Nintendo. They're dust in the wind.
You guys missed
can.
my comment.
Here's what you can do. Here's what you can do. Yeah, I'm kind of only seeing it, but what can I say? You can write articles, opinion pieces, really short op-eds about each one of these news topics. It's a great way to get extra content on Nintendo.com, and you get to talk about your opinion on these topics. That's it. That's the way to go. Go write an op-ed.
it's not the same.
Absolutely. It's basically just getting your opinion out without having any of us go, "You're stupid and your opinion is wrong."
Please tell me this is going on the YouTube channel.
It has. I haven't stopped it yet, so I might as well.
Hey!
I think that's about our cue to end the live stream. So why don't we say goodbye to all of our live listeners if we have anybody left?
Goodbye, listeners. Come visit.
Bye, live listeners. Hit that like button.
Yeah.
Or don't. If you hate us, you can just tell us you hate us in the comments. That would show us. Write lots of comments. That would really get our bunchels in a difflum.
God. Bye, guys. Go unbunch your difflums.
Comment how much you hate us below.